Hello and welcome to our next session of Out of the Abyss, brought to you by the Runtime Initiative. It might get a little anime weird in here tonight. I'm not sure yet.
That seems like that kind of night.
Yep, seems like it. Tragically down a Caleb for the evening.
Press F in chat to pay respects. I got it. Don't worry. Sis. Don't worry.
You'll handle it for us.
I got it.
Much appreciated.
Thank you for taking that bullet.
Very well
Organized
coordinated.
simultaneously.
We'll make it
There we
happen.
go.
All the way. All the way.
F. There we go.
So, the last time we played, you all were about to confront Ilvara, Shore, and Asha, who were in the company of a Glabrizu demon that were lying in wait for you to make an attempt to escape the Underdark and head back topside and finally escape. Yormik had started off by attempting to stealth his way forward, but was unfortunately stunned, visible to the Glabrizu and stunned in place, only to be grabbed and nearly killed right at the start of the fight.
Super close.
The rest of the encounter was pretty hairy at times.
21. So there's a giant ape running around.
There was, yes. Bryn discovered his favorite new pastime of turning your gelatinous cube friend into a giant ape, who over the course of that fight soaked over 200 damage for you guys.
Yes, he did. Good boy.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Oh, spoilers about what happened after we left.
I mean, that happened while you were there.
Nuh-uh.
The ape had over 150 health by itself.
Was that before or after he killed everybody else?
So he didn't get turned into a...
Yeah, he did.
He didn't get turned into a
After.
slime after...
He was slimed before, after you got ripped in half. But yes,
I wasn't
so
there for
a
it.
hard-fought fight. Nero, with his in his usual style, went for Ilvara and had a massive crit for 60 damage, basically cleaving her in two. She stayed alive only by virtue of her death ward, which she had cast upon herself previously.
Probably should have saw that one coming,
Yeah,
given
that's
that she's a cleric. But I feel like Nero... No, even...
I don't really know if that would actually change your strategy.
I've never seen no cleric, so like...
Yeah.
That's true, we never met one.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I definitely have met a cleric at some point. That
Probably.
wasn't-
You know, as a
that-
paladin, you've
that
probably
wasn't-
encountered at least one.
And there's got to be at least one in my past.
I got at least one.
Yep.
100 and some odd years. Didn't meet a single cleric.
Nero charged forward, downed Ilvara briefly. She got back up, and he himself was downed by the Glabrizu and subsequently torn into pieces.
Just two.
Just two.
Well, I mean, if we want to be technical, took her down, got knocked down, got brought back up by Yormik throwing a card, teleported, put her down again, and then got killed.
That's true.
Yeah.
There was
those
some
lines.
tenacity in there.
Yes, absolutely.
And then
Yormik,
torn
on the other
by
hand,
accident.
had a rough day. Could not hit a spell attack to save his life.
Nope.
Big yikes.
They did fail the one fireball I threw at them, though.
That is true.
F
That
for
was
Yormik.
huge. F for Yormik. Who is still alive. But eventually, things... So you were able to down each of the drow. But at that point, the demon itself was mostly unscathed. Nero was dead. Eldith incapacitated on a cart with you. Well, dead on a cart with you. So that left the three of you and Globagul in
We
ape
lost
form.
everybody. No.
Yeah, we made it, though. So...
I bet the guy on the top right isn't even Diamond. You're right, Ed. He's not.
Ed! Bruh!
People just coming at each other like fire tonight. It's been crazy.
Taking a sip of my peepus.
So you guys decided that the best course of action, the likeliest course of action in which you would be able to survive, is to run, to blindly dimension door up the tunnel that Elvira was standing
All of us
in
were
front
on
of.
board and aware of this plan.
Yep.
Yes.
The whole time.
Whole time.
Bryn,
Come with me.
Bryn grabbed either half of Nero's body and brought him along. After giving a quick warning and well wish to Globagul, you guys left him behind.
See ya.
You got into the tunnel, blinded but alive, each of you taking some damage from the inaccurate dimension door attempt and being shunted back into an acceptable space. Bryn immediately got to revivifying Nero, and with that you escaped through the tunnel, reaching the surface. Yormik closing off the tunnel behind you with Stone Shape to prevent the Glabritsu from pursuing you further. Then Yormik got his first glimpse of the topside, of the sun. He immediately shot a firebolt at it.
Yep.
Dawnbringer deeply objected to it
Yep.
and abandoned him as she was being held by him at the time.
Yep. We'll talk about it.
Yep.
We're actually like worried. Like, oh, he almost got it.
Yeah, see, if she's worried, that means I'm onto something. There we go.
Or she's mad at you out of principle.
Yeah.
The sun is a giant fireball. By
It
all
is.
rights, it should be.
It's like your spirit animal.
It should be
There you go.
Yormik's favorite thing ever.
It's too bright. It's getting a little cocky. Just trying to bring it back down.
It should be like the aspiration of Yormik to create a fireball that size.
Right.
And it's
I want to make a fireball that will rival the sun.
And
There you go.
level fireball.
We'll figure it out. We'll get some character development. Right there.
So, having escaped the tunnel, your eyes turned toward the fact that you were in the middle of nowhere. You had sort of an idea of what part of the world you were in, but not a precise one, being topside now. You were aware of a few landmarks, and Bryn also engaged the use of his faithful hound, Pick, and you all followed after Pick headed due south, following or heading towards Bryn's mother. So you followed south for quite a few miles. You're easy traveling compared to the Underdark being up here. It's flat, it's grassy. You're not hitting, like random 1,000-foot sheer cliffs and other fun obstacles of the sort. A casual army of the undead, the usual. But you headed south towards the Raven River, which eventually you think you found. Further south of it was a heavy land got progressively swampier, more like a bog, and you began following this river eastward. It being the river you're assuming it is would be bringing you in the direction of the large metropolis city of Silvery Moon, and further southeast of that, the High Forest. So you traveled along that river for quite a while. Night was falling. You saw a small stone keep that was on a crag overlooking the road that you had found alongside the river, and decided to take refuge in the forest that was a couple miles off the road, basically on the far side of the crag. So you got about 100 yards or so into this forest and set up camp for the night for your first night spent topside in over 3 months, and for Yormik, your first night ever. So we will pick back up right there. You'll get to do your long rest. This no problem.
I feel like for you, this would be like the worst case of sleeping at your friend's house. You wake up in the middle of the night, you're like, "Where am I?" And you're like, "Holy fuck, what is going on?"
Where did the ceiling go?
It was weird.
So it's really strange for you, Yormik. You watch the sun, which was incredibly bright 10 hours ago. You've watched it at this point, like slowly inch its way across the sky as you travel, and it's now you barely see it on the horizon, but all of the sky around it has gone from like blue into this like weird purple, orange, pink layer on the distant horizon, and you've just never seen anything quite like this.
So,
That's a sunset Yolmik.
right, so where is there a new one that comes back?
No, it's the same one. It'll be back.
Did it bounce?
Nope, it'll be over there.
On that side.
Yeah, on that side.
I rolled a really low on my astronomy check like weeks ago.
Just it goes.
I feel like
People have different
learned.
series.
Is it going out right now and then it gets created again in the morning, or is it just?
Do I know how this the planetary movement? Being a paladin of Salune, do I know?
I mean, you only
Even
know
a
about
little
lunar
bit.
stuff.
Do I know even a little bit about the way that the celestial bodies move?
You would be aware of how the sun generally works.
Yeah. All right. So we're orbiting around.
Where we are is a flat plane.
No.
Pretty sure.
Nope, he's-
Where's the
he's-
curve, Nero?
Point it out.
You know, I'll wait here. You keep walking that direction. Just keep walking that single direction. Eventually, you'll come back and see me from that way.
Seems unlikely.
Well, do you want to bet on it?
You know what? Yeah, I will bet on it.
All right, we'll wait here. How long do you think it'll take if he dimension doors around the world as many?
3 dimension doors a day.
3 dimension doors a day and walks.
I'm not waiting for that.
I'm just not even going to qualify that with a real response.
Yeah.
We'll just sit here and wait for you to get back.
You know what? I'm just gonna. This is so.
You're
what do
right. It's not worth explaining.
Where's the cave? Where do we sleep?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, we usually have tents or something.
Things
That's
will
true.
come and attack us from the sky at night, though. Like they
No.
come out of. No.
Well, maybe.
This isn't the Underdark.
But
I mean, we're under the dark right now.
was it like the first intentionally clever thing that he
I
said?
don't know. I think it also was an accident.
Oh,
It's
right.
definitely probable.
So I mean, it is possible, but it's much less likely up here.
Okay.
You have to cover up the trees a little bit. That's what help. And we usually don't have a tent or something, but well, we don't have any because we have been in the Underdark for so long. So we're gonna have to town and pick up some more supplies.
Go. What about that one?
Oh, that castle thing?
Yeah.
We don't know who lives there. We don't know if they're friendly. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty good.
We don't know who they are, and let's face it. You wouldn't go and walk into some drow's household and expect to have a conversation with them.
Sure.
You
yeah.
would go in
I mean,
planning
we did
to
that
kill
like
them.
4 times.
Yes,
though.
and we had to kill them every time. In this case,
4 for 4.
we don't know whether it's friend or foe.
Brought to you by Wendy's.
Yeah.
Beavis.
Perhaps. Okay. I can get on board with that. So we just sleep out here, exposed, and
Well, under the cover of the trees.
they're all the way up there.
And see that the other thing is that anybody that's traveling around out here
Kill.
is no, maybe it's no, not
Okay.
necessarily, but there are many different ways to travel, not just one way. So it's much more likely they will stick to the main road and not come across our path.
Okay.
In the Underdark, there's always caverns that if you want to go from point A to point B, you're going to run on anybody sleeping in that way. Much less likely to happen here. Still likely
Sure.
enough that we should have a watch, but
Okay.
it'll be okay.
I would like to do part of the watch.
How about this? You and I can watch the second time
Okay.
together. Because I don't think you should watch alone.
That seems okay. I can
So,
be okay with
Bryn and Vera, do you want to take the first watch?
Sure.
I only need like 4 hours, so.
Very well.
Also, I would look at your sheet. I don't want to have to fight something tonight. Well, I'm not the whole line.
Well, I got you right here.
I know.
Okay. So as you all settle in for the evening, Bryn and Vera taking the first watch. Bryn just kind of picks at his loop a little bit as you guys settle in. He kind of just keeps staring off towards the south. But Nero, your meditative state finds you quite easily It's nice to be back, able to see the stars in the sky and the moon for the first time in so long. I believe we established last time that it's like kind of
It's a
just
crescent.
like a crescent moon.
It's a solidly crescent. moon.
Solidly crescent moon. Distinguishedly
Waning gibbon.
crescent. Oh, waning what?
That's the
Perfect.
name of the moon foot, the shape.
I think we can wait that long.
That's very
Thanks, Doug.
Yeah.
I think we can wait that long.
Wait, long for what?
We'd have to wait 226 years for him to dimension door.
Did someone do the math?
Doug
Doug
did.
did.
That's
I got
amazing.
that. Easy. Just
Look,
put
but like if he levels up at some point in that, like let's say he ends this at like level 11, there's like 3 more there.
So
That's
like
true. Ooh.
half the time. So it's only 100. All right, listen. I'm an elf. You're a gnome. He's a dwarf. We'll all be. We could 113.
This is a
years,
solvable
drop in
problem.
the bucket.
This is, we can bring this
A rather
about.
large drop of the bucket.
Drop in the bucket. It's only probably double what my lifespan has been so far.
So far. I'm 26, so.
As much of your life as you can remember, you would spend over five times that long.
Yeah.
Oh god. Okay. So
Not
Vera,
Excellent question, Doug. What is your
Vera, go ahead and
sorcery so
roll
you can get
perception check
Metamagic.
for your first
Meta
watch.
magic. You can get more points.
It's like
I'll roll for Bryn. Yeah.
21.
10 plus whatever Bryn modifier
like
is.
7.
It's not over 21, but okay.
How dare you?
So you and Bryn take the first watch, and it's a little weird hearing the sounds of woods and forest again. Obviously the what passes for woodlands in the Underdark is quite different, but eventually your senses calm down a little bit, and it's like, all right, it's just crickets, small like snapping twigs, little woodland critters, nothing alarming, and your watch with Bryn passes uneventfully. Nero, while you are meditating, you focus, or actually that's what so your first watch comes to close. You focus, and you're like, oh shit, it's time to wake up. Oh man, all right.
Yeah,
I wish I could meditate for another hour.
Oh man.
How much experience does he get only casting Dimension Doors?
Enough.
I guess enough.
Yeah.
Well, and you can eat your other spell slots, turn them into points, turn those into 4th level spell slots too.
That's what we were saying.
Easy.
Yeah.
This,
And
we're doing
then
this.
all you have to do is, so it's every long rest you get him back, right? So
Right.
you bam, 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 then sleep for 8 hours, then
Bam again.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you can cover more distance walking.
No, that's not the point.
No,
Yeah.
get out of here.
This is like crossing somewhere drift only using flash.
Yes.
That's exactly what
Oh
it's
my
like.
god. That's exactly it.
Anyway,
So, Yormik and Nero, please roll for your second watch. Vera,
nice.
17.
Vera, make a
13.
what is the is it a wisdom saving throw for
For
you?
sleeping,
Yeah.
I can sleep.
Yeah. For
Sleep throw.
for the first, this is like the first like
21 because you're within 10 feet.
just genuinely good night's sleep that you've gotten in a long time now.
It's amazing what the warm,
Do you think you're cursed? You want me to help you with
refreshing
that?
breeze of the forest will do when compared to the cold, damp air of the Underdark.
You're cursed. You want me to help you with that? Do you think you're cursed? I can help you with that.
I'm sure you just go ahead and try it.
I suddenly find myself capable of.
Would you guys roll
removing
for your
curses.
perception checks?
17.
13.
So you spot a few creatures unfamiliar to you while you're sleeping, but each time you point them out, Nero quickly reassures you that that's just a squirrel. Like that's just some very mundane woodland critters.
That's an owl.
Right.
Wait till he spots his lightning bug.
Found a wasp.
He did find a wasp. Are you having a
Things
little
Yormek-
Darwin journal?
Oh, things Yormek has seen.
Creatures Yormek has seen.
That's amazing.
Squirrel.
Squirrel,
Owl.
skull, wasp.
Wasp.
That's it.
Yeah, so your watch also concludes relatively uneventfully. Nero, during your morning prayers and meditation, you reach out to Salune as you always do, or as you do each day. And for the first time in a long time, you feel that real connection again. You don't feel cut off and shuttered away the same way you did when you were in the Underdark. But at the same time, it's not it doesn't feel the same as it used to. It feels almost stretched or a little more faint. There's just something that's different about it. But you still get your spells and everything all the same.
Ron's relationships are tough.
It's true.
Especially when she's the moon.
Oh my god, you guys seen The Princess and the Frog?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Evangeline! There's a little lightning bug who's just like in love with a literal star. And so the whole movie, he's like, oh, that's my sweet Evangeline.
Maybe Nero's girlfriend died and became the moon spirit.
No. Katara?
Maybe.
Is your name Sokka?
But yeah, so I need you all to make a perception check for the morning as Nero is finishing up his usual morning
About to
prayers
kill
and
a
meditation.
14.
Oh, 7.
18.
Oh, is it sight?
It's both, so you wouldn't be a disadvantage on this one. 7.
Big
Bryn did
numbers.
terrible.
Man, thank goodness.
Yormak, what'd you get?
14.
14, and you got
18.
18. So as you guys sort of start, like you're kind of in the middle of breakfast. You're not like right about to leave, but in the not too distant future, that would clearly be the plan. Vera, you're the first one to hear the sound of some snapping twigs coming from like further within the forest from where you are. Distant at first, but listening for it more, you start to recognize that this is these are like footsteps or tracks or something like that, and they seem to be getting closer as far as you can tell.
You know, I really didn't think our first meal on the top side would be squirrel of all things. That's really what I want. And I just like quietly like wave and like grab my staff and just like point.
What do you know, Miss Eyes see?
Right, something's coming.
Because my elvish eyes clearly are not on point right now.
So I'll now that Vera has alerted you all, have you all each make a sight-based perception check.
Oh, rough.
Rough.
Oh, 16.
Not bad. A disadvantage. A 14.
Any of these would have let us kill those drow.
A 15. It's a 15.
15.
Wow.
Also 15.
At
So,
disadvantage.
They come into sight for you all around the same moment. Basically, at the edge of your vision, you see a few low to the ground shapes running in your direction.
Oh gosh.
A few seconds later, you see a more humanoid shape also running in your direction, and then another 2, 3. So the low to the ground creatures that you see, make a nature check. You probably never would have encountered this type of creature.
I'm grabbing Dawnbringer.
What kind of check?
Nature
7.
7.
I know nothing.
You can just roll a history check.
I given that they don't know, can I give it a shot?
Bryn.
Bryn.
11.
Bring out natural 2 on his history check.
Jeez.
They look like funny looking dogs. The creatures behind them you don't even have to roll for. There are multiple orcs,
Oh,
like
Fuck.
full-blooded orcs,
it's
running
very
in
easily-
your direction.
Clowns.
All right.
Oh, right, come on, we just got out of the Underdark.
Do they fit in a 60-foot cone?
I mean, not currently.
Okay.
Well, I start limbering up. Guess it's an early morning workout.
Yeah. I'm just gonna shout in Draconic, halt!
Okay,
I'm just gonna get ready. The instant one is close enough to me, I'm lopping its head off. Any creature.
they.
Anything.
So you shout when they're like, I don't know, 100 feet off. Halt, and
They stop.
you Indraconic, and your shout seems to get some of their attention, but your instruction does not seem to be heeded. The strange looking dogs are out further ahead of this pack of orcs, and they are still all barreling in your direction.
Do they
How many are
look
there?
like they are coming at us with hostile intent?
Make a perception check.
Sure. 14.
14.
These are great.
It's difficult to say. Like they're heading like relatively straight for you, but at the same time, it seems like when you called out to them, then like one of them like had their eyes like locked on you, like they weren't necessarily like looking straight at you prior to that.
Do they have like weapons out?
Most of them do, yes.
Okay. Yep.
How many are there?
You can see at least like 10 or so.
Total in the orcs and the dog-like creatures.
Make a perception check.
Nero, how many do we kill?
Oh god.
Every single
11?
one.
All of them? All right.
11. It looks like there's around a dozen orcs, and only a handful of the dog creatures,
Shit.
which are running on all fours like dog. Like
Okay.
Doug posted gnolls in the chat. They're not humanoid dog-like creatures.
Microsoft
They're
was
just
kobolds, so
Same.
I'm gonna throw a fire bolt. Can I figure out which one looks like it's in charge?
sure. Yeah. Roll another perception check.
6.
6.
Not as good.
You can't immediately spot one that looks to be like in charge of the rest. They're just all running this way.
Can I narrow it down to 4? I'm gonna shoot one of them.
Just nuke them all, you all make.
Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
Okay. I will cause a small. Are we sure? Yes. Does it look like something?
They're like 30 feet from you at this
Yeah.
point.
Oh,
the
fireball. Okay,
hyenas
cool.
are almost
Do
on
you have any
you.
reservations?
I will
there?
cast fireball,
Not really.
catching as many of them as I can in fire.
The hyenas or the orcs?
Orcs.
Orcs. Okay.
I've seen them before, and they tried to kill me, probably at some point. Seems likely.
This is such calm music for mass murder of
Right.
orcs.
I remember seeing these creatures one time, but for some reason, that one time that I met them, I can't remember if they tried to kill me or not.
Hyenas. Yorma Casino hyena.
So there's one pass,
You
one
guys
fail.
said this would be calmer.
One.
That's unlucky.
So 2 pass, 2 fail of the 4 that you hit with this
Yeah, we're unlucky.
fireball.
Phew.
Bring your light to the Topside, Jorvik.
29 points of fire damage.
29 points. Yeah, so the front one that you hit with this explosion is just immediately incinerated. 3 more behind them keep running. 2 of them look just wrecked from this. Another one looks very, very burnt, but not like on that exact cusp of death.
I'm gonna yell halt again.
In what language?
We'll go undercommon this time. Well, they might have been dragons.
Yormik, usually people speak common up here.
Well, okay. That's good to know. I appreciate that. Stop!
What is your intent?
I mean, I know that you guys clear Han shot first, of course, but
What language?
Common.
Common. So,
Yes, I think it's big milk.
they, after the explosion, they all they change direction.
Yep.
One of the ones that you hit hears your question,
Okay.
and in common with an accent, basically, not even an accent, but broken common, even for just this one word response. One of the ones that was hit with the fireball says, "Run!" And they so they were running like at you, and now they're like 30 degrees away from you.
Oh,
They're
here
not
comes
running
the-
at you anymore.
Meh.
Maybe we should go.
No, we're gonna stand right here. We ran for like a year.
I thought that's a good idea.
Let's go to the keep. We can go to the castle. They have walls.
Sure, it sounds like a better place to go. Sure, let's go there.
Okay. Yes.
But let's go right now.
Fine.
Are we sure?
Make a perception check.
Who?
Vision.
I guess all of you, yeah.
Well, I guess I'm looking for the first thing I can hit, so...
It's 15.
After Yormik's fireball,
8.
they
I'm a
they
big
do
fan
not
of
get
stuff.
that close to you all.
Well, no, I mean, I'm looking, attentively looking.
Sure.
So, but still an 8. Not that attentively.
Way there.
Not 15.
15. So you spot even a little further back from the crowd of orcs some larger creatures bounding similarly to dogs, but they are quite a bit bigger. They have these strangely very odd faces. So like they're strange in that these orcs were running with hyenas that none of you know have seen a hyena.
Islanders are. They're dire pugs.
Oh
Weird.
man, that's
The weird
canon.
faces gave it away.
Kevin's putting that in a book.
Kevin's Guide to Monsters.
Dire pugs. That's amazing. But no, so they were like hyenas running, and then orcs, and behind them, much larger creatures that have these weird, distorted, almost humanish faces.
Ew. Why?
Okay.
And you
So
spot
far off.
several of these in pursuit of this group of orcs that Yormik just fireballed.
Yep.
Several.
We'll finish the work.
Alright, so, yeah, we run now.
Keep.
Just keep.
Alright.
Do we kill those?
Only if we have to, because I don't know what the fucks they are.
Do I have any idea
If they're
what
enough
it
to
is?
scare off a group of orcs, we should run.
Make a either I don't think it would be religion. Either an arcana check or a nature check. Either
Alright.
or.
Guaranteed single digit roll here.
Yeah.
I've never known anything.
Oh!
20.
Natural 20.
Thank goodness this is the thing you know about. Finally.
Meanwhile, Bryn's like a 19. Okay.
Hey,
Oh boy,
this is the
man.
thing we know.
This
Yep.
was on the standardized test.
Also,
Oh
it's-
my God.
It's topside guys, now we know stuff.
Right. We've been here before. So Nero, you recognize these creatures as Yeth hounds.
Yeah.
They are fey creatures that are basically like large fey hunting dogs. They're like literally large. So they're each one of these is bigger than each of you, size category wise. And they are conventionally not no hounds,
not.
but yes hounds. They are
Are they hounds?
conventionally
Yeah, hound.
sort of awarded by, not awarded, but can sort of be bestowed by powerful fae to either particularly violent creatures or creatures that have pleased them in some way. These are basically supernatural hunting dogs.
Yeah, guys. So, on that thought of running, yeah, we should do that.
Yep, let's go.
Okay, sure, yeah, keep.
Okay.
We tell them we found these dogs and we led them to the castle?
They were coming here anyway.
Alright, I'm gonna run towards the castle. A little bit excited to see
Okay.
what the castle looks like.
So you guys turn and book it. No breakfast for you just yet, or at least not all of
I
it.
had 2 bites.
Yeah, I had a few bites. So you all head south. The orc party, basically, because they beelined a little bit away from you, but when you guys all turn tail and start running, you're not running like exactly parallel to each other, but you're sort of both going in a similar vector out of this wooded area. Unfortunately, it seems like the Yethhounds are faster than the lot of you,
Unbelievable.
as well as faster than the party of orcs.
There's so much more meat with the
Good thing they saw the orcs and not
So-
us.
Right.
Vera, what's your speed?
25.
Same.
25. Yours is also 25.
I wouldn't have had time to recast my horse this morning, so it's not up yet.
So you guys are running. You see that there are a handful of the orcs, the ones that weren't hit by fireballs.
Yep.
And actually, especially one of them that was hit by your fireball is slowing down and has started lagging woefully behind the other ones. And as you guys are making your way out, you see one of the Yethhounds just like pounce on this orc from behind and tear into him.
How many Yethhounds are there?
There were at least 3 that you saw.
Yes, that's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of Yethhounds.
Yes, that's
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we still running or are we turning around?
Let's see how many we can get to. Let's see if we don't get to only maybe a few to chase us.
Do you think that if I slow the orcs down, they will chase the orcs instead?
I mean, it's pretty morbid, but you
Look,
can
in
do
the
it.
Underdark, as long as you're faster than someone, that's all that
I have a
matters.
slow spell.
I'm gonna cast Firebolt at one of their legs.
I'm gonna cast Frostbolt at a different person's legs.
Okay, go ahead and make.
We're running away from the spider, Kevin.
rolls.
25 to hit.
I think you're 25 hits. Go ahead and roll the damage.
14.
Do I, having the 20 on knowing what they are, do I know how, like, powerful these things, like, an idea of how strong these things are?
I mean, they're no joke, but they're still just very powerful hunting dogs. Like they're not drastically different from like very large, powerful wolves. Like winter wolves are sort of a bigger, more powerful dog form, I guess.
Okay.
They're not terribly different from that. Another thing that you would know that is not necessarily relevant here is that Yethhounds can like fly, but not just like fly all over the place. They can fly like hover, so they can like
levitate.
they can like levitate, fly. And so you see behind you as they're in pursuit that some of the obstacles, like whether it's like I don't know a random felled tree or a large stone, they don't even like feel the need to bound over it. They're just running, and then they just like glide over it, not losing any of their
stride.
speed. Right.
We could probably take them, but
I just shot the orc.
yeah, I saw that.
Me too.
Yeah. What was your damage roll, or would you roll to hit?
14.
A 14 misses. You chuck the
figures,
firebolt.
'cause I was attacking something.
it hits the ground nearby. It doesn't. Your Ray of Frost, however, there is one in range for you to hit with that, and you do hit. So
6 damage and his speed is reduced by 10.
Oh!
You're such a bully.
yeah. So the one that you slowed with your Ray of Frost, obviously, is slowed, and over the course of I mean, the slow's only like one round,
total
really,
round.
right? But like when you're hightailing it, losing 20 feet of your speed over the course of that round is enough that another one of the Yeth Hounds is able to pounce on them as well. And at this point, there's like eight or nine orcs left in the group. The hyenas are faster and are still out ahead of them.
Are they chasing? Does it seem like they're chasing them more or us more?
I was about to ask that.
Make a perception check.
May I?
Sure.
You did ask. 20.
11, since I assume it's sight disadvantage.
Yeah.
You can hear their intent.
Right. At this point, it seems like it's a little. So you turn back. You see that you're being gained on. The two of you are the slowest out of your whole group, so they'd be on you two first. But it looks like you see four of them, and it sort of seems like they've paired off a little bit, like two after each group.
Right. Let's kill the two on us.
Alright, let's split off to the left. Or whichever side we're.
You're
Yeah.
on the right.
Okay,
They're
so-
the
to the
orcs are
right,
to your
So
left.
we start
Right.
diverging a little bit.
Okay.
We'll take out these two.
Okay. I reach in my bag to pull out a rock to throw at him, find the spell gem. Huh. This would have been useful a second ago. And I. What's it again? The haste.
Yeah.
That he didn't use during that fight.
Yep.
I will cast haste on Nero and myself.
Nice.
Twin cast haste on Nero and myself.
Twin casting the one that's in the gem.
Yes. It can also just be Nero. That's
No, I hadn't even, like, it's not even a combination of things that had occurred to me.
It is an interesting question.
Right.
Like,
I
the
can't
theory is-
imagine a strong reason why it wouldn't work, but
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take a peeky real quick anyways.
The spell is stored. Blah blah blah.
Because when you twin cast, it only uses one spell
You
slot.
can cast the spell from it as an action if you know the spell, or if the spell is on your class's spell list. Doing so doesn't require any whatever.
What?
Stuff.
I
I could see an argument for either one. That doesn't super matter.
Yeah.
And then you just haste.
I'm just gonna
haste
read
and
the
boots.
Sorry,
twin.
boots, but yeah.
Or
stuff.
either way.
Just boots would be
either
enough.
either or. Yeah.
But,
Yeah, no, it seems like it should work.
Sweet.
Power.
And I'll click my boots together
Okay.
because I'm gonna run at them.
And ironically, if you had just clicked your boots together, you could have just outrun him. You'd be like, sweet.
I know. We were just
We're just
talking
talking-
about that. We were like,
I
I could have just dipped.
Now that I have fifth level spells, I can cast fly on three of us.
Oh, sorry,
so
Brand.
you know.
I don't need it.
just leave him behind to get massacred
I
by
don't need
Yeth-hounds.
it.
He doesn't need it.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, Brand.
It was us three, not him. He just ran.
Okay. Yeah, so you're both hasted.
Yep.
You click your boots together, and we'll get into initiative order for the next bit.
Bryn, can you let me catch up so they don't pounce on me?
Sorry, Vera, we gotta run away. Nero, where are you going? no, we're going that way.
Yeah, we're killing them now. You all make.
Okay.
And then I straight up just like the Flash running.
Do you have Dawnbringer or not Dawnbringer?
I don't have Dawnbringer with me right now. I've got great sword.
Bryn's initiative gets a natural 18, so it'll be up towards the top. What'd you guys get?
17.
A 17, so you'll be after Bryn. Yormik?
11.
11. Okay.
6 for me.
6, gotcha. Vera bringing up the rear. Okay, I'm sorry. Yep.
Peepus.
It's behind Peepus. Oh, Peepus.
Good old Peepus.
So Bryn is going to keep double moving away from these things, I think.
Sure.
Or, nah, probably not. If he sees you guys turn,
Yeah.
he would also turn. And I'm thinking he's going to start off by inspiring good Sir Nero, as he is
Nero.
often known to do.
Is it a D10 of inspiration yet?
No, that comes at level 10. Level 10 is the lore bard huge level, or most bards really,
Dope.
because their bardic inspiration goes to D10, and the magical secrets that he got at level 6, all bards get at level 10, to where you can learn 2 spells from any class. So
That's wild.
yeah. It's super good.
Yep.
Okay, so so Bryn is inspiring you, and he's going to cast Dissonant Whispers on one of the hounds. Probably on the whichever one's like closest to the
Closer.
side with the orcs. Potentially, if it like rebounds and chases after them instead.
I'm trying to
Just
turn
on the
it
off chance, just because
Yeah,
like
I see.
as
It's
far as
fine.
things to choose,
We'll
like
be risk
whatever.
having. Do you think it could happen?
I don't know. We'll roll a 4 on the save, so it is going to take.
I think they're probably fire resistant for the record.
There we go.
16.
By the way, you will make everything's fire resistant on the
Yep,
surface.
that makes
You should
sense.
probably change your bloodline to something more relevant.
Oh, let me time travel real quick. We've done it before.
It's going to take 16 points of psychic damage because we're real good on the damage, and it just turns tail and runs the other way in the immediate short term. Nero.
Oh, this is
We'll say
dissonant.
that you're.
That was dissonant whispers, not vicious mockery.
Yes.
Oh.
And your boots clicking, we'll say, happens now.
That's fine. So I went clickety clackety, Easter's on its way, and I'm gonna book it at this hound,
Okay.
and I'm gonna
Yeah, you have no problem getting.
because I'm
to
moving
it.
so fast. I'm gonna, and I know it's a beast. I'm gonna literally, while it's running, go around it like 3 times before getting in front of it and just like hacking at its front legs 3 times.
Dig it.
Girl haymaker.
Yep. Try cutting
What's it called?
Try to cut out its legs,
Yeah.
basically.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Close,
Roll
close.
to hit. No, roll damage.
Roll. Thanks, Kevin, for your confidence.
You can
in me.
also you can do like a charge attack, right?
No.
I think you can't do that.
I don't have
Is
anything
it
like that.
is it specifically the feet
That's
thing?
a monk.
It is also a feat, charger feat. Is it?
Yeah, it is. That's right.
Okay, yeah. In Pathfinder, it was just like a thing that you could do if you ran and then attacked at the end of a full movement.
Counts.
That-
Count it.
I'm not gonna count
That's-
it. It's like
That's not cocked.
okay, you're right. It's
Yeah.
not. I didn't want to count it because I nat 20 to the first round.
Fourth level smite.
Second one is.
He doesn't have 4th level spells, my dude.
Just do it.
Second
just
one-
got 3rd level
Second
spells.
one's an 11. You know what? Let's just hit with everything. How about that?
What-
Second one's a 12. So natural 20, 12.
Okay.
Does 12 hit?
Yeah. No. Go ahead and roll.
Well, the 12
roll your
hits
damage.
too.
The 12 does not.
And then the
natural
third
20 is
attack
hits.
is a 19.
Oh,
3
right.
attacks.
Hasted. Yeah. And the 19 will hit as well.
And for sure, smiting. You know what?
Yep.
You want me to?
Yes.
No, I won't.
Do it.
And
Dude,
level
we're not
2
gonna fight. We
smite
only
it.
fight one thing a day.
But no. I'm gonna definitely second level divine smite it though
Okay.
for the good old lulls. And this is the great sword, guys. It's great.
It is great.
It's great.
10 dice. 10 dice.
I
You
now have,
want me to 10 dice it?
I have my new max level of
There's
Scorching
3
Ray
more d8.
right here.
3 more d8. I need 1 more than that. Because I don't want to roll these with a bunch of metal dice.
Yep, that's a great call. Paladins.
They do
Definitely not
things.
busted.
Look at all the 8s!
Yeah, there's a 1 in there.
There's 2 ones.
Oh dear.
Okay. Let's see. So 10, 20, 31, 39.
That was very average, actually, in the D8s.
Yeah.
All things considered.
49.
Remarkably average.
Plus 7, 56, plus 5, 61.
61. So
And the first
Nero,
attack.
Nero full speed sprints at this Geth Hound and just like plants full 2-handed swing with your greatsword, right? Not
Yep.
Dawnbringer.
Yep.
With the greatsword and just straight through the middle of its face, cuts it clean in half through the whole length of this creature's body, and you just get covered in blood and viscera and guts of this creature. But that particular Yeth Hound is very, very dead. What was that total? 61?
Yep.
61
Yeah, that
plus
was the
damage?
one. That was the first attack.
I like how you set your record for the most damage you've done in a singular attack, and then this week the first thing you do is beat it by 1. Last week you're like, yeah, I crit for 60, and it was amazing, and then you're just like, yeah,
Casually.
61 on the first attack, I
You
guess,
could've
like whatever,
I could have added another die. Two
Two
die.
right? You denied your own personal best there. That's
Yeah, there'll be
your
an
own fault.
opportunity.
Okay. But yeah, so at this point, the other one has fleed a bit further away. You
Yeah.
burnt a fair bit of your movement.
I used
showboating
pretty
around
much.
this one.
I used quite a bit of my movement
Yeah.
showboating around that
Oh, yeah.
dog. Should I keep running for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see at this point the other Yethound that had sort of gone like basically hightailed, turned around, went 40 feet the other way, turned again, and runs in your direction.
Okay.
Make a perception check, vision perception check, and I will say, I guess the both of you can do the same as well.
Vision-based perception roll. 13.
Nice 2 single-digit rolls, so that's a
13.
6.
Also
6, 13. So the two of you notice, basically in the same moment, you look over and see that one of the orcs that seems a little bit bigger than the other ones has turned. The other two Yethounds were just gaining too much ground on them, and that orc has turned to face the Yethounds. But the one that is running towards you.
Let's see if this works.
I'm going to now that I've one shot. If I'm attacking 3 times around and 61 damage is enough to kill him,
Yeah, that's reasonable.
then that's without you hitting it.
No.
So
Okay.
I think it's going to be pretty easy.
They're gonna be pissed at me though because I killed like half of them.
You
They
hit
didn't
like
stop.
a couple of them.
Yeah.
An 18 to hit
Actually,
you,
they
Nero?
didn't stop. Actually,
Yep.
Very clearly.
Okay. So yeah.
Oh
so,
wait, haste gives you plus 2 AC, right?
Correct.
Misses.
Oh jeez. So the Yeth Hound comes up, and again with that weird human like look to its face, and in the last second it like goes to snap at you and and bite you, but you are just fast enough to move, and its bite doesn't find any purchase on your person.
They like phase real quick.
Right. Pretty much. Yeah, but its attack misses. Yormik, you're up.
I'm gonna quickly breath through my bag, grab the hilt of Dawnbringer, and be like, "We need your help right now. If you can come, do you have it?
Bryn has Dawnbringer
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Because she wouldn't let you pick her
I
up.
lost my
Yeah. You still have the pickaxe though.
I will grab the pickaxe and I will run up next to this guy.
Oh, that's right. You're pretty fast right now too. with
I
haste.
am. I'm 50 feet fast. And I will swing the pickaxe at it.
Cute.
Okay.
Natural 1. I'm not
Man.
kidding. I am using all the dice. I've used all of them.
I
get it.
don't know what happened.
We're gonna find out.
You
if
just
I
you
know.
stopped being able to hit attack rolls
Yep.
ever.
But with my non-hasted attack, I am going to use spark different kinds of energy from my hand and use Grasp of Chaos to try to hit the second one.
Okay.
20, non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. That is good enough to
Let's
hit.
go.
Proud of you.
This is it, folks. This is what he's wanted for so long. A spell that lets him roll all of
the
his dice
that
at
was
once.
A phenomenal roll.
That's pretty good.
10 on the D12, 4 on the D4, 14, 19, 25, 34, 41
That's
points.
a really good roll. Holy
Yeah, I was gonna say because
That
that has
was
the same average as a
unbelievable
fireball
roll.
does.
The worst die was a 6 on a D10.
Yep.
Wow.
Everything else was like maxed or like close to max.
8 on the other D10, 7 on the D8,
Not yet. 9 on the D10.
5 on
So
the
what was the damage type?
6.
That's what I'm figuring out. it's thunder. You know what? We'll figure it out in a second. It's 41 points. I will flavor it in a minute.
So you watch the hastened Yormik come up, swing his pickaxe.
It's a diversion.
Exactly. The hound, though, he
Let's go
basically swings to try and take out the legs. Right? He doesn't know everything you know about Yeth hounds.
Yeah.
And he swings at its legs, and the creature sort of just pulls them up and dodges the attack, and continues hovering. It doesn't crash because it can fly. But Yormik then afterwards reaches out, grabs its tail, and you would have like the perfect like line of sight to this. But like you watch the human looking face on this creature just like contort in a really twisted, messed up way as you watch like psychic energy like pulse out of Yormik's hand and into the creature's body, and then like after this weird expression, and then just blood from the eyes, the nose, the ears, and it just falls to the ground dead.
Oh, nice, Yormik.
Alright, I'm going to banish the first two. Oh, never mind.
I see
Over
you
here,
are-
there's 2 more. You got this.
I look over at Yormik and I'm like, Topside's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Everything up here. So
Okay, that does something. That was different. This is so. Are those good guys that I killed earlier, or what?
Let's not worry about that right now. Those are particulars.
Cool. So castle.
No, let's finish off the hounds.
Yeah, at this point, the other orcs have turned and joined that one in trying to fight off the other 2 Yeth hounds.
Okay.
But yeah, so like they're just going at it. How do you guys intercede?
Oh,
If you do.
I'm fast as hell, so I'm just
Fire.
gonna sprint up and just whatever one looks like it's giving them more trouble, I'm just gonna sprint up and just cleave into it.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to like it takes all of the movement you have in a round to get to the closest one, basically. But you are able to get there in about a round.
Okay.
It's the one that's embattled with the first orc that had turned
The big
and
dude.
started fighting. Yes, as you get closer, though, you realize that it is a female.
The big girl.
Big girl. Firebolt at the thing.
Yeah, and then because you're hasted, you also have no problem making sure that your firebolt is in range as well. So go ahead and make a series of attacks.
Oh, not great. 14.
A 14 exactly hits.
Way more.
12.
Way more.
I know.
You have really good charisma and a wand that lets you hit a little bit better.
I have plus 10.
I probably don't need a smite.
I don't even know, man.
gonna-
Only
Trade
saves
it.
from now on. That's all we're gonna do. It's fine.
I feel so bad. I don't know what to tell you.
This is part of the
Reroll
math.
ones and twos.
I roll. That's pretty
Love
good.
it. I went from a 1 to a 4. Great.
That's pretty great.
He's very disoriented by the
Still
concept.
lower to average damage than Dawnbringer.
No, this is higher right now.
That's true. So far, anecdotally, it is higher. Oh,
14. We roll that 1 to a 6.
wow.
14 plus 17. We're at 31. Plus another 12. So 43.
Yes.
Is
43.
Is that all of your
No
attacks?
smiting, 3 swings, yeah.
Yeah, so you come up, and the orc that is fighting this Yeth Hound had already put at least one good wound into its side, and you come up with your great sword, and it just wasn't ready for this flanking attack, especially by a 2-legged creature so quickly, and you just carve up the other side of it, take off one of its legs, and it's down and dead after that.
Dope.
But there is one more Yeth Hound
Firebolt
remaining.
flies over your head.
Vera, you'd be able to get within like 90 feet.
Do it.
because you're not hasted and you're a little slow.
Aw, don't say that about him. He's actually quite
Well,
smart.
how many things did the wand of magic missiles recharge?
What do we roll for that?
It's 1d6
I'll
plus
do it.
1.
Let me do it.
3,
How dare you?
4, you
Use
get
all
4
of
back.
Bryn's using all 3.
I rolled a 4, so it would have been 5.
Well, you get it's 1d6 plus 1
Right.
it recurs, so it has 4.
And I rolled
Oh, you rolled a 3. I see. He's using all 4.
I rolled a 4.
I'm not gonna guess anything. I'm just gonna move closer.
Okay. Yeah. So you just double move, and you get in the ballpark of 60 feet away from them by the end of your movement.
Okay, it's like arcane missile.
Arcane?
Bryn's in the same boat. He's gonna make sure that he double moves, and then should be able to like cutting words if need be. But that's it. And then we'll get back to Nero and Yormik.
Are we back?
Yep.
Alright, book it over to the other one. How
Well,
about
I guess I can make some attacks. for
help
these
the orcs out?
Yeah, this one has more people on it,
Yeah.
but looks to be in a little bit better shape than the one that you had just
Okay,
intercepted.
so this one orc chick was significantly more impressive than the
Rest of it.
culmination.
It's not all of them.
The
but-
culmination of the rest of her friends. Way more than 12.
Oh,
Natural
I
13.
got hit with that.
Natural 18. Oh,
Natural 14.
and a 15.
And 15, 3
So-
hits.
3 hits. We aren't fighting anymore.
Can I get close enough to hit it with
Today.
my pickaxe?
Because you're hasted, yes.
Okay.
What you get?
22.
22 hits.
Actually went down.
We'll let Nero finish his attacks first.
Yep.
Because he is faster than you.
He's so much faster. If
20.
there's anything left to hit after this, which I would bet on Nero to finish this off.
39.
39 damage.
Yep.
What'd you take?
Not bad.
Pickaxe.
He's probably got like 1 HP left.
That would be possible so far.
39 is what I put in.
Right. I killed something with 41.
I know.
Did I do that?
Yeah.
No.
It's the
All right.
ghost light.
It's
Yeah.
the ghost light, yeah, for sure. The ghost light.
Yeah, Nero comes up and again three more good swings with his greatsword into this at that hasted speed. It's still alive though. When you get there with your pickaxe, roll your damage on your pickaxe.
9.
9 total.
Yes,
Is that with your modifier and everything?
it is.
Okay. So
Pathetic, you rolled a 6.
It's a 1d. Wait, is it? Whatever. I'm real scrawny.
Yeah, no joke.
It's not a finesse weapon.
Ah, right. There
Yes.
you go.
Yeah.
So you come up and just start like cleaving into this creature, and at the last second, Yormik just comes up with his overhand pickaxe swing and drives the pickaxe down through its skull, through its head, and it is killed.
God, the pickaxe is stuck.
Yormik,
Yeah.
impressed me twice this fight.
Huh?
I said you have impressed me twice this fight.
I appreciate that. I gotta see if I have to impress Dawnbringer. She's kind of pissed at me right now.
I don't think that's gonna change.
It might.
You shot at the sun, but
Well, sure, but you know, she's not. Yeah. Okay. I see. Let's see what these people are running from. Hello.
those.
Hello. Huh? Well, sure.
Those.
But like, where did they find them? I'm gonna ask. Hello there.
So after you guys just slay these creatures relatively effortlessly, right?
I mean, I literally didn't have to lift a finger. Just
All you did was trip one orc to his death.
yeah, basically, that one's dead. That one's
Worth.
dead. They got this.
But the orcs like raise their weapons defensively at you. Like once you
Yep.
do the final blow, Vera and Bryn are still making their way over this way, and you sort of turn to see like there's 9 orcs here that all sort of like raise their weapons ready.
Does it look defensively?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
It's it's offensive, they're all dead.
I don't think I have a plus to that, so 10.
10?
Yep.
It seems to be a more defensive posture. Like, they were just fighting a thing, and they're ready to continue fighting, but none of them make a move towards either of you.
Okay, so I'll.
If anything, they sort of each are slowly grouping themselves
Yeah.
a little bit more.
That's a bad
It's
strategy.
a bad strategy.
It's a bad
but
idea.
You're gonna want
I lower.
Or moving closer to, not literally just going to stand by each other, but sort of strafing around you to get
Yeah.
themselves a little more clustered, although not all entirely adjacent.
So I'll lower. I'm no longer holding it in two hands because I'm not going to swing it at him. I'll lower my great sword and turn to the large one and be like, "Was there any more? Was anything else following you aside from these hounds?"
The large one, the female, responds in broken common. Hounds attack, we run.
I'm gonna give Undercommon a shot. So, does this sound a little better to you? No.
No response there.
Tragic. Alright, well, we're the Underlight, which will make sense at some point, probably. Sorry about all that, by the way. Kind of looked like you were going to kill us, and we've had stuff kill us for, the last 6 months. Where are you headed?
I like to think Bryn's just now getting up here and he just heard Cormac say that.
Just like-
and he's like, wow.
Yeah, so... Sorry, let me pull up Bryn's character sheet. I'm pretty sure he has something. for
Oh,
this.
didn't he recently get tongues or something?
I think he has Fireball now.
He has not leveled his character sheet up in D&D Beyond. Tisk, tisk, tisk.
He's probably not even
Caleb.
watching.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not.
I'm 100% sure he's not.
I'm going to text him.
He doesn't even like this show.
Change the channel. God.
Bruh.
He does not have tongues. Or
Let's
even-
force pick tongues for him.
There you go. You weren't here, and so we picked your spell. Now you can talk to everyone.
Don't you know Cockroach languages? I do. I can't speak them.
Oh, you can understand, not speak. Gotcha.
That's what it would also take 10 minutes to cast.
So, the female orc again says, "We leave."
Oh. Do they have any gold?
You all make. I pat you on the shoulder and pull you the way that you pull your kid aside after.
That's common courtesy.
I pull him over by his shoulder where the example of your kid's causing trouble and you pull him aside. I'm
but he also kind of just made you a little bit proud.
yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, yes, we're not here to stop you.
You know, Burn.
No.
Oh, no, yeah,
No,
that
no.
was entirely my bad. I was aiming at the thing behind you.
You should leave. Not safe in Moonwood anymore.
Has this been happening more frequently?
Well, this is the story.
Oh, wow. So rooms got flipped, turned upside down.
Gives you a very strong flip book. The whole story.
And you can see that even of the other orcs that are here, several of them are a little injured. They all just seem like they've been running for who knows how long. They just seem exhausted. But she begins again. So, Vola.
Nero Amaris.
Vola Green Rock. And then she says again, Green Rock, and then points at the other orcs. We live in forest to not follow Grumsh. Live in peace, hunting woods, eldest tree in Moonwood corrupted. Plants begin die. Woman appear. Twist eldest tree. Bad place. She kill, corrupt anything within her reach. Green Rock run away, but no safe place left in Moonwood. We go rejoin clans.
Sorry.
God damn. Alright, I'm just gonna move this like 2 inches. There we go. Cool. We go join clans. Kingdom Many Arrows. Near Worldspine. So, the Kingdom of Many Arrows is a place that you wouldn't have heard of, Yormik, of course. But the Kingdom of Many Arrows and the Spine of the World, those are... the Spine of the World is this massive mountain range that's like all over, like, basically everything that's above the Sword Coast, like this woods and everything, all of the mountains north are like the Spine of the World. And the Kingdom of Many Arrows is where, sort of where most orcs and orc tribes hail from. It's sort of a really big congregation area. What?
Making a Pathfinder reference.
Oh.
Sorry.
But yeah, so that's what she says.
Understood. Thank you for telling us all of this information. We don't mean to hold you here.
We get friends, and points over towards where all the other like fallen orcs in that direction, sort of behind where they were running from.
Are they dead? Are the fallen orcs dead?
The one that was incinerated is super dead.
Mm-hmm.
And a few more have sort of were kind of like taken down along the pursuit by the hounds. Not entirely clear, but at least the one you evaporated's gone.
Yeah, he's dead for sure.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to prevent you from helping your own. And I'll actually, if you don't mind, I'll see if I can help if they're still alive.
You medicine?
Of sorts.
And nods. And the lot of them sort of start heading back towards their various fallen comrades.
So if either of the couple, if any of the few of them that are like that got taken down are like not dead yet, so like dying not dead, I'll put a couple like 2 points of lay on hands in each to try and just get them back from death's door.
Okay. Make a just one medicine check just to sort of.
What's in this?
We're leaving.
One medicine check.
We're leaving now. You can
It's
sit
an
over
8.
there. We're going that way.
An 8.
Yeah.
Walking.
So, like, as you come, there's 4 different bodies that you come to, and one nobody.
And one pile of
And
ashes.
it's you're not sure. They all seem very much on the cusp. So you burn 2 points of lay on hands into each of them.
Okay.
3 of the 4 recover.
Okay.
1 does not.
This is the one that York hit.
But you're down 8 points. No, the one that Yormik hit,
He's-
so he hit 4 with a fireball.
Yeah.
2 saved, 2 didn't save, but 1 didn't save, and also wasn't this HBIC Vola, and it was just
Yeah.
like you did like 29 damage. These dudes have like 15 HP.
Yeah, that was the goal.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. So after that, I'll like nod to Vola, and I'll go over to Vera and ask her, is there anything of these beasts that could be of use? Do you know? Also, do I know if I guess I roll a 20. Do I know if we can eat the meat from these things? Being that they're fey creatures, I don't know if that's a problem.
So sometimes like a lot of the summoning spells will be like you summon like a fey spirit. It's like sort of a spirit version of the thing.
Yeah.
It's so you can like summon a dog and run it into the room first and see if you can trigger traps and not feel bad about like literally just murdering a real dog.
Yeah.
These fey creatures, they are in this plane. They're real.
Yeah.
They have meat on their
Harvestable.
bones.
Okay.
It might. It's probably unlike any other dog-esque meat you might have consumed in your life, but
So it's probably
it's probably edible enough.
What did you see this for?
the Yeth hounds.
Bryn like looks really excited to tell you, and then Nero's like they're Yeth hounds, and then like tells you everything about them.
And then Bryn's just
Just like
literally like, feeling dejected.
yet again.
I know the one thing.
He rolled right. He rolled well. No, he rolled a 19 on his history, like natural 19 on his history check.
That's a lot.
So right, so he knew stuff too, but you nat 20 that.
Do I know if they have properties that might be harvestable besides just the meat? If you wanted to eat it, I guess.
Roll an Arcana check.
Surprisingly enough, they have floaty paws.
23.
Great for magic.
Jetpacks.
Hoverboards. You invent
Hover paws.
Hover paws.
Sorry, was it 20?
3.
23?
Hover shield.
So you don't know. You're sure they don't have any of those like defensive capabilities that you would have researched all sorts of monsters and creatures to learn about.
Okay.
These never came up in your research there. Nero, you would be aware of one ability that they have that's like their baleful baying, which it's really just like this howl that makes everything frightened of them, but it's nothing incorporatable into your device.
Well, that and like a dragon. I know a dragon scale is probably usable for some things, not even though it's not necessarily usable for my device.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of looking for that stuff too.
Gotcha. Yeah, nothing.
All right. Oh,
Nothing obvious that comes to mind.
Nothing really. I think. I mean, we can. If you really want to, we can. Did you mention eating it?
Yeah.
I
Is
was.
this not a normal thing?
No.
I've never tried eating a fey creature. It's from another realm. It's from another place.
That's weird.
They're like
Why is it here?
demons, but not.
Like demons, yeah.
So, but they are demons?
Nope.
Nope.
They're fey creatures.
Okay.
That's sort of the sort of almost opposite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Demons.
They're like the opposite of demons. That's a
So
good
they're
way to describe
angels.
it. Nope.
So I mean,
No, angels are the opposite of devils.
right, but you're on the right track.
Okay. How are the hyenas doing?
The hyenas are fine.
Okay.
They were unscathed. You guys didn't attack any of them.
Do any of them
That was your question.
do any of them look less interested in continuing with the orc tribe?
This is what you're going for. You kidding?
Make an animal handling check to just like approach a hyena and like just pet it and see what its reaction to you is.
19.
19. So yeah, you like squat down and like pet it a little bit. Like I'm sure you would have seen a dog or a wolf or a similar sort of shaped creature that you kind of get an idea of what it might like in terms of affection.
Agreed.
And it just like kind of like lets you pet it, and then you know how dogs like sort of like push the rest of their body into you. They're like, cool, like keep petting me, and it lets you keep petting them.
Meanwhile, I have my projected board already. Like,
I think it likes me.
Alright, I think.
What's it? What? There's Loyola. What's his name?
Good boy. I don't know. I didn't name the hyenas.
Hyena 7.
Right.
This is.
Hyena number 7.
Can I convince it to walk away with me? No, probably not. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Roll an animal handling check if you're just earnestly going to try.
High DC.
Why not? Let's give it a shot. 15.
15.
Yeah.
So you like stand up and start walking away from the group and sort of like beckon the hyena to follow, and it follows.
Cool. We're gonna see how far this goes.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop him.
Alright.
I mean,
So what do you guys?
Alright, if you want it, then you're going to take it outside. Make sure it's. I know. I know. Make sure
We're
you feed it.
topside. Everywhere's outside.
Yeah, I mean,
you're gonna have to take care of it because they're pack animals.
yeah, weren't we a wolf pack at one point?
We were
Is
close.
this not a wolf?
That's not a wolf.
It's
I'm
not.
not really sure what it is, but it's not a wolf. It looks like some sort of dog.
Is it
A
smart?
dire pug.
It's smart.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not really sure what it is, so I couldn't tell you. It at least can tell to follow you.
It's probably something.
It's probably pretty smart then.
Here.
Alright.
The Vola again after you get her companions up says, "Thank you, heal. Sorry, frighten. Thank you, help."
Just nod to her in like you're welcome, like a curt nod, and let them be on their way.
Yeah, she gives like whatever passes for sort of like the orc kind of like salute sign of respect thing, and she turns and leads her group away.
Can I ask one thing? If it's whether that turns around to understand me. What did the cursed lady look like from the forest?
Cursed lady, dark skin,
White hair?
no, dark hair,
Pointy ears.
just shrugs.
I point at my ears.
Don't know. Didn't get that close.
Did she say a name?
Dangerous. No.
Taller than you? Shorter than you?
So as a full-blooded orc, she's like
Pretty tall.
right, like probably closer to 8 feet tall than 6 feet tall.
So, hold on. Let me phrase that. Like, taller than you? Or, like, shorter than you? I can
And
point like this.
points towards Bryn.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Easy.
Alright. We will watch for her.
Be careful.
I also simulate his bow thing you did. Well, if you bow or
Is
something.
that we
Make a performance check. We'll see how you do replicating the bow. Yep.
I will also bow.
Everybody's trying to do like an elf.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Sorry, I thought you were trying to replicate like what she did, like the orc one. I
Well,
guess.
and I did kind of like my thought was I did kind of like the like graceful like elven like bow.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. If you're just doing sort of a normal battle,
Yeah,
that's
I
yeah,
just-
you
I-
no
I-
problem.
yeah, I'm not trying to replicate it exactly. I'm just trying to emulate it in principle.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been 14. Which isn't bad considering you're -1.
Yeah, no problem. She again sort of does the orc salute, and turns away again. And they so basically you guys ran like south. So at this point they're sort of going across. From what you can tell of their sort of immediate trajectory, it's like getting outside of the forest, and then it looks like they're sort of just following the outside of it, like back up relatively northbound, just following the outskirts of the forest.
Cast a message real quick on Vola. One more thing. Do you know who lives there? I'm gonna point at the castle.
She like turns around a little surprised at first, and then you wave, and you share.
Bye.
Why don't you just yell back?
She
runs back to you.
just like what, not quite understanding,
magic?
like waving the same way that other humanoids would, just like raises an arm weirdly, like I don't know.
Yep.
Yep. Just like
So, what do I know about the Runewoods?
the Moonwood.
Oh, the Moonwood.
Yes.
And what does Bryn know about the Moonwood?
Let's find out, shall we?
Yeah, for show.
For show.
'Cause I actually feel like I might know something about this based on that roll.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I know. Shocking.
What's going on?
We're topside.
We have a pet hyena?
Topside.
You get about-
He knows. Him and Bryn know everything.
They get about like 200 feet away from you, for you hear a whistle, and the hyena just books it back towards them.
Gooby!
Bryn's history check. I can read, I swear.
What's my check?
I'm gonna get that.
Also
that
history?
dog thing.
Bryn gets a 15.
What's I rolled? I'm wondering if I know anything about it. Is it history for me as well?
History or nature.
Okay, both don't matter. But I rolled 17.
17. So you would be familiar with the location of the Moonwood. It is very much in the north. Like it's on the opposite side of Silvery Moon from the High Forest. So it's like up here. This is the Moonwood.
It's the other woods.
And judging by... like, so you guys sort of like are at the southern tip of the Moonwood.
Yeah.
So that sort of gives you a pretty decent hint about where you are.
Okay.
Yours were heading north, right?
Yeah, it looks like so the orcs like got outside of the forest and then are heading back towards the north, like following the edge of the forest.
They exited from like the most western tip of the forest. Just the tip.
The southwestern, just the tip of the Peepus.
Yep.
It's interesting.
This
direction.
episode brought to you by
Peepus.
Peepus. Is Peepus okay?
Prime Cola.
I did not get that until I saw the Pepsi can and said that.
What are you talking about?
For the record, Mellow Yellow Zero, if you want to sponsor us, please, for the love of God, sponsor us. 'Cause I fucking love this pop, and nobody's heard of it. Kind of like the Runtime Initiative. So we'd be a match made in heaven to
There we
really
go.
just grow together.
You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours.
You scratch my back, I'll drink your pop on camera. I'll probably do it anyways, so maybe not.
So, castle, yeah? Is that where we're going now?
Honestly, I would like to finish up breakfast first
Sure.
and reset my amulet, and sure, then we can go.
Just for the record, half of every day I've spent up here, I've almost been killed.
What?
Something's attacked me half of all the days I've been up here.
That's
Said it would be
not
more
true.
calm.
That's not true.
I've been up here 2 days.
You have been up
Yes, but
here
how many times
not
have you gone-
even a full day.
But how many times have you?
Bryn's just like,
have you
Yormik,
actually-
that's results-oriented thinking. That's
Also, how many times have you gotten hurt while you've been up here?
So 0. Sure.
The things up here just aren't as threatening.
Yeah.
So I'm a god here.
I mean, no.
I mean, you're stronger than most.
You're stronger than a lot of things.
Here we go. Okay.
You're not
this is
stronger than
better.
me. So, there's
Give
that.
me like 3 more levels and then we'll figure it out.
I think that'll be even worse for you
what
at that
is
point.
a level?
I mean,
So
don't
castle.
affect the dragon, but food.
Food first.
So
are
we
we gonna
food.
are we gonna eat this thing?
Wait.
I start talking to the orcs. Food, then fix machine, then castle.
What
Machine. I point at my amulet.
Oh, right, you wanted to go to the castle so that we can get directions.
Yes, castle and horses, right? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Well, we have.
Oh,
this.
yeah, I need to summon my horse.
Yeah,
Thanks.
go get your horse.
Oh yeah, so
Preach.
if you've seen horses.
So, you guys
You do
go
your disc, I do my
um,
horse. We have mobility.
back to your little camp, like 100 yards inside the edge of the forest. One of your plates of food was knocked over by a Yethound running through the
Yormik.
camp,
My gosh.
but it
It
is
was Yormik.
mostly
It was
mostly
Yormik's.
undisturbed.
Bring it back.
It was definitely Yormik's.
I'm gonna kill it again.
I'll revivify one
Yeah.
of the other.
Do it.
I
You
will.
can revivify enemies for the low cost of just 300 regular gold. Only allies
Not
cost
even
dynamic
enemy
dust.
gold.
Really?
Yeah.
XP farming. Gold to XP.
Incredible.
Pay to win. Let's go.
Oh.
Okay. So you guys get back to your campsite. You finish what's left of your breakfasts.
There you go.
You get back to working on your amulet. Bryn, again, he finishes breakfast and is just kind of plucking at his loot, still just staring due south
Got mom in mind.
a little bit.
Ooh, 26.
26, yeah, you successfully reset your amulet.
I make a horse.
So
You-
it says compare it to the to a DC 25 check, right?
Right.
So if I roll a 27,
It's just enough.
the fair chance is determined by comparing the check to reset the end against the DC 25.
If you rolled a 27, then I think it just can't fail. Or it's like only on like a nat 1, I
I
think.
think that's what it is. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Because like at a certain point you get proficient enough that it almost always works as much as you don't,
Completely
crit
fuck up.
fail and stuff, yeah.
Makes sense. So I'll show 1 here. Is the
Yeah. You spend your hour. It's the whole
Horsing
hour, right, to
around.
resummon it.
I think it's 10 minutes. It's not an hour.
You might be right. I don't remember.
It's 10 minutes, yeah.
Okay. You spend your time, finish your ritual, and your familiar large black steed appears.
oh steed. Is that worth its own? Okay.
The bigger, blacker steed.
Papers.
Look at the papers on that one.
Oh, it's that
There
episode.
it is.
Look, man, we're not in the Underdark anymore. It's just all light and
It's
happy
all
around
happy.
here now.
Alright,
So
so you're gonna do your whole disc thing, right? And we're gonna.
Oh, no, we're going up there first. What is,
Well, I'm just saying.
well, after.
We don't need more horses.
No, well,
Do we?
Guess not.
I mean,
Bryn's like, I mean, it might be like a little more convenient, but
If they have a horse, it would be nice just for the access.
we'll see how much they're charging.
okay.
Sure.
You know,
If they even have it.
how many? Do they have lizards?
No, the horses up here. There's more of these.
Do they cost the same as a lizard?
I don't know. I think lizards are universal currency, so
Okay,
it's
so one lizard.
it's hard to say. It's probably one lizard for 2 horses, if I had to guess.
2. Oh, that's a pretty good deal.
But lizards can climb.
That's a good point. They are very versatile.
Horses cannot climb.
No, they cannot. I would like.
What do you
a
mean? No, they
horse.
cannot. You don't know what a horse is. You didn't know what a horse was.
Your
until you
horse
saw
has
this one.
never climbed.
This is the first horse you've ever seen. What do you mean? No, they can't climb. You don't know that.
I feel
You ever
like-
seen a mountain goat? Probably not.
No.
They can climb like sheer cliffs.
They don't know.
And they have hooves.
They don't know that we don't that
Seriously, they climb on sheer cliffs.
I'm aware.
we don't know that they can climb so far.
That's true.
Feels like lizards.
Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence.
Feels like lizards are better than horses. Why don't you guys use lizards up here?
They're not here.
Well, why?
Probably the sun.
No, that's good for them.
Well, I don't know that, and I don't know that you
Lizards
know
like
that.
dark and damp places. Horses like open sky.
There's a
plains.
stat block for a seahorse.
Who would ever ride a seahorse?
Somebody in the sea.
How big are these seahorses?
Tiny.
Alright, I'm just making sure.
Oh,
Maybe there's a giant seahorse. That would be a sweet mount.
That would be
It's like random
awesome.
Atlantis episode. You guys just riding around on seahorses underwater. It'd be baller.
Sea biscuit.
Okay. So.
Teach you how to make Krabby Patties.
Well, that was a little bit
Shut up.
Was it a pineapple under the sea? Don't make me-
Iron Hand, Mantle, Brew Hand.
You're a McIron Hand.
You're a McHantle.
So
Nick Brew Iron Man Hansel.
the
Mantle.
so sort of a standard draft horse, which is like good enough for pulling a cart for like farm work, sort of just your average run of the mill
Like
horse.
half the size of my horse.
Would cost not half the size, but
Half the
well,
size.
definitely
Like
smaller.
one half of your
Would
horse.
runs about 50 gold conventionally.
Oh.
One
Um,
Doesn't
but
make any sense.
a riding horse, which is a little more lean, a little more trained for it, and a fair bit faster, is like normally in the range of 75 gold.
Whoa!
Wow.
But it has a speed of 60 feet,
So
whereas
does
a regular
mine.
draft horse has a speed of 40 feet.
How many
What's
feet
its climbing speed?
It does not have one.
that we know
Interesting.
of?
Alright, I think I
You
can
can
handle
cast
this
spider climb
negotiation.
on your horse.
Yeah.
Then train
And
it to
then-
walk walls. Because that's not natural.
Hey, I mean, we taught Scout how to like fly when we cast fly on him.
So we did.
Literally, like,
fly!
right? It's like, oh, cool, we're in camp for a day. We got spells to burn on the wizard. Somebody cast fly on Scout. We got to practice him being able to move because it was always so Scout was large, and our group had 6 people in it, and so that put us at 7, like a double count in for like teleport and shit. And so we would always hide Myron's character, the monk, inside the bag of holding because he could hold his breath for a super long time.
like days.
And so we would put him in the bag of holding and then teleport because Scout was big, so
It's like-
Myron had to go in the bag.
It's like 2 hours per point in Constitution or something like that.
Right,
Yes.
he could just hold his breath for a whole day. And
Classic.
fortunately, we never actually forgot him in the bag. But he had some trippy ass dreams in the bag. It was real weird, really unsettling. But yeah,
So,
So it's a lizard and a half for a horse.
For a good horse.
how much fast? What was the speed of a lizard's?
I don't remember.
Actually, 90.
No, I think we gave the shoots back.
Can't believe we done this.
riding lizard,
Just curious.
giant riding lizard, 30 feet.
Okay.
So that's it. So you trade the versatility of having a climbing speed for
10 more.
double the speed.
Well, only if you buy the
Oh,
75.
that's fair,
The one
yes.
at equal value is only 10 more.
Tragic. Alright, we're gonna. You know what? Should we go up there? Sounds like a ripoff.
You got enough gold for
We-
yourself to
we
buy?
still need-
No, I have
Still
3
need
gold.
directions.
That's
Ah,
why I asked
that's-
the orcs for gold.
Don shame.
Yep.
We still need directions.
We could sell Dunbringer.
Actually, I think we still need directions.
Take off my gauntlet.
Anybody know what we need directions?
We need directions. I'm pretty sure I got it.
No, we were going to get directions from
Oh,
that.
right, from the castle, right. We should,
Yep.
we should go there and get directions.
Oh, the place where we're gonna buy the horses.
Yes, they
I'm
have.
gonna go-
Same castle?
Get a beverage over here, man.
Goodbye.
Alright, so we walk up to the castle and they're
Alright,
like,
so
hey,
welcome
here's
to the
all our
castle. They
horses.
give us 4,000 gold.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Man.
Come on.
Yeah.
Go, 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 go.
Speed.
Without looking.
Yep.
So you guys approach the fortress.
Hello.
It's like
Hello,
your
money,
standard
please.
palace. Oh,
Money, I need money.
okay. Here's all of the gold in our keep.
Also, the horses.
Oh, you need horses too. We happen to have 50 of the finest horses in the land.
Can we?
How many do you want?
I think
49.
49? I was going to say 4. Let's look at greedy.
Well, allow us
Right.
to keep 2 of our horses.
Okay, 48.
At
Sure,
least.
48. You talked us down.
All right, 48 horses and 4,000 gold.
Sounds like a plan. All right, are you leaving?
No, we liked him better.
Incredible.
Now everything's gonna kill you. You guys are gonna die to a stampede of 50 horses, 48 horses,
Cast fly.
and one really heavy treasure chest carrying 4,000 gold. They're just like, as the last horse goes over with this cart attached, just like thump, thump, thump over each of your unconscious bodies.
You lose to 2 death saving throws. You lose 2 death saving throws. You lose 2 death saving throws. Bryn survives because he wasn't here to.
Right.
He just stands off. to the
Bryn
side.
will tell your tale. Will tell the tale of your stupidity. They will sing songs of you idiots.
No, he's gonna get the 4,000 gold's worth of diamonds out of that chest.
And he's gonna use Revivify on
On the
all
horses. Because you know that he fired ball.
All right, castle.
Okay.
Well,
We just left.
Are there no? Are the bishop and the knight out of the way?
yes.
Chess jokes.
There we go. That's the
Brought to you by
Peepus.
Chessex.
Oh.
They made the mats that we use. Sure. Brought to you by Peepus.
This one is.
Oh yes, right, the old Peepus.
This one is officially brought to you by people.
Yeah, okay. Castle Peepus on the horizon.
Well, now we definitely lost our sponsor from Mel Yellow
Yeah,
Diet.
that's true.
What's wrong with Melio Zero?
Are you sure,
No,
Melanie?
but we just said we were being sponsored by people.
It's so good.
What company owns
Mountain Dew.
Melio?
Peepus.
Mellow Yellow is.
Is that the cocky?
It's with Coke, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Peepus Co.
Oh man.
Although I'd be lying if I.
We're getting
Said
nowhere in
that-
this episode.
Okay. We are
Sorry.
pretending
My
it's
household
alright.
is an RC Cola household.
The actual Peepus.
You think
brand.
you think I'm not, but it is.
It is good.
We have RC Cola in my house right now, and no Coke or Peepus.
Sorry.
You know, wasn't it crazy how we walked all the way up to this castle? All of a sudden.
Wow, we're at the front gates
Incredible.
of the palisade wall.
There we go.
Hello.
Bryn,
Is anyone there?
Bryn sings a song about Peepuses the whole way there. Has you guys just rolling on your walk up to the castle.
Alright, I'm gonna try this thing.
Peepus.
It's good.
Peepus.
All right.
It is really good.
So when
It's
you
really-
when
I
you
can't tell it's
approach
diet.
when you approach
That's
a
the best
kingdom-
part.
Yeah.
Not sponsored. When you approach a kingdom,
Hashtag not sponsored yet.
do you
Nicely done.
do you announce yourself or do you try to sneak in? Which one?
No, you walk up to the. If you try to sneak in, that means you're going somewhere you're not supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean,
We're trying to go somewhere and speak with these people, not steal from them.
okay.
Yet.
What?
Yes, that's okay.
Hold on.
Finally, things are clicking.
It was a joke,
Don't
but
get-
he's
it's-
running with
it's
it
your
now.
mic. It's Yorvik. You can't do that.
Bryn's just like Vera. He's come on. He's
I-
incorrigible enough already.
Yeah, we got it.
You know,
Come
we've had
on.
I didn't get my coffee this morning. I'm sorry. Okay.
Alright, so coffee.
It's
is on
okay.
the-
Breakfast was
Peepus.
interrupted very rudely.
Coffee is on the list of supplies as well as
Yeah.
Peepus.
Peepus.
2 gallons of peepus.
So
gallons of
you
Peepus.
approach the keep. You
Not diet.
make your way up the hill that is on the backside of the crag that overlooks the road, and you basically rejoin with where the road heads back up that hill towards the keep. You make your way up to the palisade gate. It's all like the wooden slats the whole way around. It's not gonna, hold back a real determined invasion or anything, but it'll keep out wolves and it'll do as much as like locking your doors at night kind of thing. Just keep out the lazy criminal element and any other sort of random
When you say wood, you
hazards.
said wood slots around it?
No, like a palisade wall is
Oh,
like
a palisade.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, this was, I thought it was near stone. Shit.
The keep itself is.
Okay.
But so there's like a large keep structure inside the
But
palisade
it's
with a few other like ancillary buildings in there
In
too.
lieu of a moat, though, they just have a palisade,
Right.
which kind of makes it up high.
Right. It's already at like a really good defensible position for the most part. The palisade's just a
It's
augment
really
on top of that. So you guys approach the gate, and as you do so, you find that there's like 1 million zombies in there. No, you see
Might.
you see a dwarf on the inside of the gate, or like basically a few steps up at the. There's like the. I can talk. I swear I can talk when I'm not saying peepus. He opens the little.
Notice how he said that perfectly.
I did. Peepus, 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 peepus. The like in the Lord of the Rings, the little like
Help.
guy who opens the town
Yeah.
door has his like small door, and so there's two heights of that door here, and so the dwarf has
Also
the
like the
lower
Rings.
door open.
Also, like the Lord of the Rings one.
Yes. Yep. Good point. Yeah.
Look, reference you just made.
Yeah. It's like, oh god, there's a whole second part to it.
Who's
Um,
there? Who down here?
And this dwarf just gruffly calls out as you approach. What's your business here?
Business.
Yeah, your business. What's your business here?
We're looking for directions.
Directions to where?
Really, the nearest settlements where we can find maybe transportation or information, or we just came out of the Underdark where we've been running, and we're looking for a larger city to restock,
Well,
or a settlement or something.
we're trying to figure out whether we're closer to the High Forest or Silvery Moon at this current location.
Well, even I can tell you that you're much closer to Silvery Moon than the forest.
Well, good to know. Do you know of how far it is from here, or what direction, any sort of directions that we could take to get there?
To get to Silvery Moon, keep following the road you're on for a few more days. It's what was it? I'm trying to remember. It was like 2.5 miles an hour was sort of your standard like walking
It's
pace.
been
Yeah.
24 miles in a day.
Either way, it's about 60 miles further down the road.
All right, that's a good start. We can go there and pick up transportation.
Yeah.
What's the name of this place?
This is Zamorvan Hall, the keep of the Honorable Lord Harthus Zamorvan.
Who's he?
The Lord of the Halls.
Right. The halls? Like multiple halls?
The hall.
Zamorphin. Mighty Morphin.
Zymorven. Zamorvan.
Zamorvin. Mighty Zamorvin Power Ranger. Got it.
And the first name is Harthus. Harthos. Lord Harthus Zamor.
I don't suppose that we could also get any trade or anything for any sort of transportation, horses or something of that sort from you all here at this fortress.
Well, that would be up to the master. Whatever. I'll go get him.
Thank you. We appreciate this audience.
Just waiting here.
Yep.
So he disappears for all of 5 minutes before. So I mean, so you can. Dice game in the meantime. Bryn wins the dice game, and
First time.
I mean he has cheated dice, so
But only on his
D6s. Yeah. And the dwarf who you spoke with comes back with a human, like middle-aged, darker complexion, wearing not full plate armor, but like half plate, somewhat reminiscent of like the Gondor like style of armor.
Okay.
No helm or anything, but like this guy's very clearly sort of, I don't know, looks on duty, if that makes sense. Duty Peepus.
Duty Peepus. It's that stream, people.
So
We're all here today.
the Peepus stream.
The Peepus episode.
So he, this man, reaches the gates and sees you all, and says, "Greetings, travelers. What brings you to Zamorvan Hall?"
Bryn would be here, but I'll just say it
That's
for
fair.
Bryn. But we've just, after a long stretch of months, I think it was like 2-3 months maybe, after a long stretch of months trapped in the Underdark, we've just managed to escape it, and we're trying to find our closest path. Closest city for us to get to. Your man tells us that Silvery Moon is much closer than the High Forest from here, and we were wondering.
Well, he's certainly right about that. And he tells me you're looking for horses.
Yeah, we were wondering if it would be possible for us to acquire some from you.
So he's like looking out, looks each of you over. Take your hood off.
Well, it's gonna hurt his eyes quite a bit.
It's not a good look.
You see, he's a Durgar.
You can put it back on in a minute.
Yeah.
Take your hood off.
Keep your eyes closed. It's gonna hurt.
Oh, like he's just demanding me do this. I don't even know him. I'll take the hood off.
It is fucking blinding out
Yep.
here.
Yeah, no,
It is
this
super bright.
sucks.
It hurts a lot.
Oh, should have broken this thing earlier. Is it good? You good?
All right. You can put it back on.
All right, bud.
You're
Can't see anything.
an interesting lot, that's for sure.
Oh,
And you, is that the symbol of Selune I recognize?
That it is good, sir.
All right, open it up, Orsic. No funny business now.
I elbow your.
I glare at your way.
just like a little bit. Okay.
I whisper to Bryn. Watch over him.
Oh, sure.
He just gives you the nod.
Yeah.
All right, come inside and talk for a bit. I was just about to eat my breakfast.
We just had
Thank you. We're
ours.
sorry to intrude.
Well, there's plenty, so you're welcome to whatever you want if you.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, for
We
sure.
had,
I'm gonna
we had
eat.
sparing. We
Yeah.
had like sparing rations,
Yeah.
so we'll definitely.
You're about to eat Yethhound remains.
Yeah.
That like if we killed these creatures
We'll
in self-defense, I guess we'll eat them now.
Yeah.
We'll make. We'll break bread with him for sure.
Yeah,
If they make mushrooms, I don't eat any.
that's fair.
Military mushrooms.
How much your deal is? They're pretty good.
Great, yeah.
Hey, Nero, how often do people try to poison you by food?
Well, that depends on who you are and how important you are.
I mean, we're pretty powerful.
Well, the people up here don't know that yet.
Oh, well, they will.
So
That's the
he turns and leads you up to the keep. Orsic diverges from you guys and heads to another one of the ancillary structures that looks like a stable. But Harthus gets to the large entry doors into the keep, which at this moment are unlocked. Whatever. Gestures for you all to follow him inside. assuming you do so.
Yeah, even though we're definitely going into his like his
Torture
vampire,
dungeon.
his vampire freaking
We're
stronghold.
Yep.
So the first thing that you note upon entering this keep is that you don't see any other like usually even with keeps like this you'll see like just either even if it's just like a small like troop or guard garrison, but you don't see anyone besides Harthus. Huh?
Just the two dwarves you've seen. That's it.
Well, Harthus is a human, but you've seen
Oh.
Orsic, who is a dwarf. The front hall is equal parts, like I guess tactical, but also sort of made to be presentable. Like, there's like nice rugs. There's a few just in this front hall, and there's like 4 different suits of armor, like in each corner of this entry hall. It's a very, very fine place, but also very clearly constructed with the defense of the keep in mind. As you go through a couple halls before you get to sort of the great dining hall, you notice that most of the decorations are like either like swords mounted on the wall, like long gorgeous artisan like rugs on the floor, and like quite a few suits of armor sort of just throughout the whole place. But he
Are the suits of armor dwarf size or even sized?
they all appear to be roughly human size.
And as we're going through, I'm just going to like making small talk with him, ask him to be like, so what has you and your keep stationed up here? I see that your family must be rather well off at the very least. This place is quite beautiful.
I'm just
As
seeing-
you're walking,
I'm just seeing all these things on the wall, and then I'm like, oh, that's nice. That's pretty nice. And I'm like, wait, what's your armor doing?
That's a good question.
yeah.
We'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he responds to you. Well, the Zamorvin family, my family, my ancestors have kept watch over these surrounding lands for as far back as 4 generations. We overlook the edge of the Moonwood Forest to the north. We watch over the road and the Raven River to the south. Frequently, either patrols or sometimes trading caravans or other travelers will use this as a place of refuge and resupply when necessary. Lodging for their horses, all that. So it's a bit of an outpost, a bit of a. But it's also just my ancestral home at this point. Make a round of perception checks when you guys enter the dining hall. Yes, but this one
Not like
this one is more less details and more like being aware of your surroundings, I
Yeah.
guess.
good.
12.
21.
Yeah, Britt doesn't do so hot. 21.
3.
Yeah.
3. So Nero, you notice when you get into this hall. So obviously, you've all been seeing the decorative like armor and wall-mounted weapons and all that. You notice, and when you enter this great hall, there's one like a really nice, particularly prominent like wall mount for a sword. That seems like it would be a rather sizable weapon, but it's empty. There's nothing in the.
Oh.
Kill everyone.
Yormik snuck in and
I'm
during the
ready.
night stole the sword, went back
Ray
out to
doesn't
you
have
guys,
to-
got attacked by Yethons, and then went back.
So I noticed there's a missing great sword. I don't
It's
actually
not
say it.
necessarily.
I don't
a
actually
great
say it
sword.
like that, but if it's fine if it's a great
It's a
weapon. I
second
re-roll a 1 and 2 on
Dawnbringer.
it. If it's a great weapon, I reroll ones and twos on it no matter what. So even if it's a D12,
We haven't guessed the elf sword.
I know. Even if it's a D12, it's still a 1 or a 2 gets rerolled.
It's true. It's big.
Just gotta be a great weapon.
Like right there. 2 1s, you reroll that.
Let's see, how is one? Oh, I noticed there's a missing piece on that mount. Is that one currently in active use by you or one of your family members?
My son made off with that one at some point.
Made off with?
Well, let's just say he did not have my blessing to take it when he left with it.
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go so we could slaughter him and take this awesome weapon that was
So
on
I'm
all?
not used to the top side. This is my first time to the top side. If that's a rude question, I apologize. Just curious.
He went somewhere for us to quest to take
Yep,
the weapon.
absolutely. He is the girl in the forest. He's the corruption woman.
Uh-huh.
He
ties
is
together.
the girl. He is the corruption
He's the
woman.
people.
What's the skin color of this dude at the fortress? Is he a dark-skinned male
Dark
also?
hair.
Dark skin, dark hair.
Everyone doesn't see gender.
Yeah, right. Orcs apparently see gender. Maybe we don't. Even though the orc quite clearly said it was a woman.
Yeah,
Wow, how dare the orc assume it's gender?
honestly. Couldn't even smite it from that far away. Jeez. Anyway, where did this quest marker go?
Yeah.
I was thinking it too.
Opening the map of Terrell.
As you asked that about the sword, I thought it was like, quest unlocked.
Quest.
Yeah.
Can we put the leader of this keep on the battle map?
Look, man, you can put pretty much whatever you want on
Listen,
the battle
I'm
map.
just saying
There are just various repercussions for doing so.
we have pick.
You have pick.
We could find this kid
That's true. Do you have-
super easily.
Let's figure out
Well,
where he went.
You're not familiar with this person. You don't know Harthus's son, at least not that you're aware
We
of.
will after this conversation with him.
That's not how that
There's
works.
probably a family painting.
You try that. That's still not how that works.
No, we have a general idea of this human.
So I'm sorry. So he tells you that his son did not have permission to leave with the sword. What did you say after that?
Where did he go?
And he said he didn't. He does not much of the topside or.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's if that's a rude question. That's my bad. First time topside, as I'm sure you understand.
Well, he stole the sword from me when
Ah, so it is a sword.
I disowned him.
Interesting. Where did you leave him?
He
Was it
where
Sam
did I
Tarley?
I don't know where he is now. I couldn't tell you what he did with the sword. Whatever he did, I can only imagine. But him and that harlot,
Harlot.
he married what you might kindly refer to as a common thief.
Hey. Anyway,
Yomik's like, just my attack.
Nero, I'm gonna let you handle this conversation.
I'm kind of just gonna look at him like I'm gonna just give him like this head tilt like.
Don't worry about it.
So, pardon whatever that was.
And at this point, now that you've returned to the hall,
Yeah.
seated around this, like, not enormous, but a pretty long table, probably like twice the length of this table we're sitting at. A gnome woman pushing a cart comes in that just has all the breakfast
Anything
fixins,
with the trolley, dear?
basically. And Harthus is like, Eliwick, wonderful. If you would be so kind as to put on some more coffee for our guests here, and I'm guessing a little extra bacon, eggs, an omelet. We want spinach,
Excuse
me? Yeah.
mushrooms.
He
or-
would love an omelet.
no mushrooms.
He would love an
He
omelet.
probably wants
Is that a bird?
You'll see.
Okay.
Just
so they-
anything that is
Ooh, yes, right away,
From-
Master. Thank you.
from here and not from the other dark.
Fair enough, I
Or some
suppose.
Hash browns,
Yes.
maybe.
Hash browns, yeah. Taters, precious, please.
Taters.
What's taters?
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Mhm.
Nope, no stew for breakfast. That does not sound like what I want for breakfast.
Yeah. So
I don't think anything with a bit of flavor.
after Elliot comes in, she rings a little bell, and then leaves again to go prepare additional refreshments for you guys. There's another elf and an elf and a half elf also join you for breakfast. They introduce themselves as I'm Rin Aloro. I am the scribe of Zamorvan Keep.
Which one's that?
The elf, the clearly pretentious sounding one.
Rin.
Rin, R-I-N-N, Aloro, A-L-O-R-O.
Do I know this guy?
I'm kidding.
All elves know each other. That's it.
There's a lot of different races of people sitting here
Yeah,
together.
I'm interested that you have such a wide variety of people in your employ.
Okay, and why shouldn't I?
I mean,
I suppose we are in a pretty central location.
Yeah, so Silvery Moon also is very like you so the classic, oh, I'm a drow, but I'm not evil. They would have sort of the best odds of being accepted in, if you were looking at like Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep, Neverwinter, Silvery Moon. Silvery Moon's probably like the first kind of place to be a little more open-minded
Very diverse
Gotcha.
about such things.
as well, I assume.
It's a fairly diverse place, but yeah, if you can demonstrate your
Worth to
good
society.
intent and not being an evil piece of shit, they'll probably come around most of the time. York's gonna walk into Silver Moon and be like, I would enslave you, and I would enslave you, and I would enslave you.
Rin, Aloro, and then the half elf.
The half elf greets you with an excited bow, introduces himself. I'm Leroy Osteroth at your service.
Jenkins.
I knew there was no way that wasn't going to get referred to once when I didn't do Leroy, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, well, for sure, dude.
What does he do?
And what do you do here,
Sorry, I
Leroy?
thought you said that.
I run in early.
He's like, I'm always early for breakfast. No. He smiles when you ask him that, and produces a pan flute from a pocket.
Oh no.
Oh, here comes a Bardock. I look over at Bryn. Does he look challenged?
Bryn does not look challenged. Bryn still just seems a little more distracted than anything, I guess. I am the entertainment in these halls.
He's a
Have you-
Brad.
And Harthus is just like, yeah, it's one word for it, I guess.
We one of those two. I look to Bren and then to Yormik.
So, yeah, I got a question for him later. He seems like the kind of guy who would enjoy being a monkey.
What?
Haven't you always wanted a monkey?
You know, like an ape.
If we had 1,000,000 Yormiks, the world would be pretty screwed.
That's
And so do the more.
So, yeah, so 10 minutes later, Eliwick's back with additional food and coffee and plenty for each of you to eat your fill. And it's not travel rations, field rations. This is just like good old home cooked breakfast.
Nice.
This is
I'm sure
It's
you
pretty
probably
good.
have had eggs, just not
No, this is
eggs from like chickens in the Topside,
Yeah.
and it's probably amazing.
This is easily the best food I've ever had.
Yeah.
Not
Welcome to the top
Just
side.
just more, please. Just as much
Harthus, are you hiring? Can I stay here, please?
as much food as you have. I'll just have all of it. Right
Welcome
now.
to the top side, Yormik.
This is pretty great. Everything I said about the Underdark right now as I'm eating this egg is totally worth it.
So then, what brings a follower of Salune, a Durgar, a gnome, and where are you from? Bryn's just like, I'm from Waterdeep. Like what had you all in the Underdark? Clearly you're not traitors, as you don't seem to have much of anything on you.
I mean, have you seen these guns?
How did you guys get there?
Well,
Never thought to ask until now. Oh, that's amazing. How could this have happened?
well,
I can't believe you've done this.
each of us has a bit different of a story.
Well, those two.
Bryn and myself have the most aligned one. Each of us, in my case, I was on a hunt for lichens that were terrorizing a woods outside of Neverwinter, and the next thing I knew after I fell,
I think
Was
that
that
was
something?
actually the High Forest, but like
Was it the High
like the
Forest?
opposite side. So the High Forest is huge.
okay, I just didn't remember where it was.
I think
inside
it's
the High Forest,
but
then.
sure.
And
Whichever one you think you were in.
yeah, and I took a fall into apparently the deepest crevice ever, because when I woke up, I was in a prison. I was at a prison outpost in the Underdark, myself along with Bryn, and we were prisoners to a group of drow. This was almost 3 months ago. Along the way, we met this one in Gracklestube, and shortly thereafter, we met Vera as she was with a caravan
And we were
making
attacked
their
by
way to Gracklestube.
We were attacked by some death slot, and we found the remains of the caravan afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm with the I don't know if you've heard of them, but I'm with Womp, with the out of Waterdeep.
Womp. What, Womp?
We're an order of mages that protects the city. I sort of like flash my little badge, and I'll like pin. This
Okay. I can't say I've ever encountered any of your people personally, but
we're pretty local.
it's been a well, I've never made it so far
Which actually
south
also-
as Waterdeep before.
which actually also has a moon on it, ironically.
Nice.
There's a motif.
So, we only just yesterday escaped the Underdark and made it back up here without any shortage of bloodshed on the way out.
On both sides,
Yeah.
mostly theirs.
Wait. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Most of theirs.
Yeah,
Kind of.
so the drow that captured them, point to Brennan, Nero, wasn't happy that they got away.
They chased you for 3 months.
3 months they hunted us.
It's fucking drow.
She was the pinnacle. Actually, no. She was quintessential drow material. Let's be honest here.
Well, I suppose if you escaped from their prison, that it falls on them to try and track you down. Like 3 months, though, that's just...
They were pretty relentless.
They were.
And I wasn't even there half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thwarted an effort to track them in Gracklestube. I think I slowed them down quite a bit.
Hmm. Yeah, certainly.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But
He's not sure how impressed you should be, or if he should be impressed at all.
we definitely we need to get to civilized. Well, not that your not that your keep is not civilization.
Understood. A
We
little
need
more
to
of,
reach. We need to reach more than just one city and spread the word. We come with very bad tidings.
bad tidings. What bad tidings are these?
What do you know? And I kind of like try and measure my allies' reactions, like quickly glancing at them to see if they care that I'm going to share this.
It's literally everyone else.
That's
The faster the word gets out, the better for everybody.
So along our month.
And Bryn's just like, I mean, what worst case he doesn't believe us.
Yeah.
Like,
So along our time making our way out of the Underdark.
Bryn can probably provide images as
Yeah.
Yep.
as
Bryn's just kind of like slide showing for you.
exactly.
Yep.
exactly.
And to just abbreviate it, I explain like the fact that as we were going, we were assaulted. We ran into several of the demon lords, and I don't know what he knows about the demon lords, so I'll go into a little detail on each, like the Demogorgon, Zugtmoy. We thwarted the efforts of Juiblex, right?
Yes.
Juiblex, Blingdenstone.
He's dead.
We at least thwarted his efforts in the city of Blingdenstone from like being summoned there,
it's over.
and we also passed an undead army of what was his name?
Orcus.
Orcus. We passed what we assumed was an army of Orcus.
So not all of the demon lord names that you mention sort of like sparks a knowing look in his eye. But there's a few that do, particularly Orcus.
Yeah, he seems like the pretty well known
Yep.
bad boy.
It is.
Boys are back in town. Boys are back in town.
Really underrated movie. It's so good. Knight's Tale. Good stuff.
It is a good
Hey,
movie. I actually
Knight's
do
Tale,
love
do you want to sponsor us?
Really?
You can find this DVD in the $5 DVD
We al-
section
we have
at
a-
most Walmarts.
We also
probably.
love young Heath Ledger.
There we go.
We love any Heath Ledger.
That's factual.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sad.
He was good in Patriot too.
He was super good in that.
Anyway.
Killed by
Oh, yeah,
Lucius
heard
Malfoy.
Yeah.
This little movie about the Dark Knight or anything.
Listen, you can't reference the most obvious.
Look, man, 10 things I hate about you, or get the fuck out.
Oh, you like Heath Ledger? Name 4 of his movies.
Didn't we just?
Yes.
The Patriot, The Dark Knight, Knight's Tale.
Yeah.
10 things I hate about you.
Yeah.
Name one, Yormik.
Yeah.
Who the
One
hell?
that we haven't named yet.
I don't know. I have no idea.
In fairness, I'm also having a really hard time coming up with more than those
I
four.
can only name 2.
Peepus, the
So-
movie.
Peepus, the movie. Peepus and Cockhead.
Peepus
Sorry,
Unleashed.
Heath Ledger.
Peepus.
Peepus
Morgan
Unleashed.
Peepus. Peepus.
Morgan
the two
Freeman,
Sean Connery.
Morgan Freeman, Morgan Freeman.
Peepus
Alright,
2, the Peepuses.
Yeah. We recognize as Orcus.
Yeah.
Must be a follower.
Big Daddy Death is up here. Let's go.
Oh yeah, it's actually right in the back. Let me get him for you.
Oh, okay, great.
Hi
thanks.
Orcus, I said you're here.
Big Papa Orcus.
Big Papa Orcus.
So I had heard rumors. We get messengers from Silvery Moon and basically between the some of the messengers from the Lord's Alliance that had sent word of rumor of some great disturbance or event in the Drow capital city.
Oh, yeah.
But from
That is true.
from what you're saying,
I just saw that.
it seems like the two may be related.
Without a doubt, the Demogorgon was first spotted wreaking havoc there.
He came out to play.
But, yeah.
Well then. So you mean to get to Silvery Moon then?
That is our intent. However, we heard that tidings are not so great in the Moonwood either.
Did you happen to see the band of Greenstone,
The Green Rock Orcs.
Green Rock Orcs that we just met about an hour ago?
I did see, sorry, in general, or like literally just see them? Are you asking?
I'm asking basically if you saw them from his perspective on the keep. Not him specifically, but his men. I imagine with their viewpoint.
I knew there were some orcs that had taken up in the Moonwood the last few years or so, but they hadn't cause trouble of any kind up here.
It seems that something is going on in there, and it's cursing some great tree, and killing the plant life, and corrupting the people and the animals. And
Like the
something.
oldest tree, it's apparently.
The
corrupted.
eldest.
The eldest tree.
And the
I mean, I can't claim to be an expert on the denizens inside the wood. I'm more watch the passage. I don't often venture inside the wood.
well, the Green Rock orcs seem to have taken that place as their home, and they've been sort of kicked out from this presence. And they we ran into them this morning, and they are fleeing and heading into the spine to the north.
And they described a dark-skinned, dark-haired woman that was corrupting the tree in the forest around.
Well, we had noticed a little bit more of an increase of animals, like leaving the forest, heading south beyond the river, or at least to the river. Mostly just like deer or whatever else. Nothing terribly out of the ordinary, but what?
Yormek's like, he's like, yeah, deer and rabbits. Yormek's like, yeah, those things.
Nothing weird.
All the normal forest animals.
Oh my god! It's less like Thor refer. I don't even remember what he says, but it's like, oh yeah, it's one of those. Oh, you don't have those? Or like giant like rabbits with antlers, and they're hideous. They're terrifying. Just like acting like you should know what it was.
Oh yeah.
I got it. That's all.
Thank you.
I might have to. Well, I will certainly keep a closer eye on that then.
The sheer curiosity, what did this common thief that your son ran out with look like?
Thank you.
I'm thinking it apparently.
All three.
What do you think? Are you just? Oh, you're like trying to pull out a quest thread, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, try to pick some dots.
She was a fiery redhead.
All right, fine, never mind.
Keep going.
Fire.
Ooh,
Her hair's the color of fire?
We have those up here, yes.
What a specimen.
Freckles, a petite little thing, but treacherous as all get out. She was originally from Yartar, I believe.
Weird name.
How does, this,
What
how does
was-
that city keep coming up? I
What
picked
was-
like the most remote city I could find.
What was...
So it's on like a main-ish trail. Like there's a few other cities that come up similarly that aren't one of the huge ones, and that's just one of them.
Wickham's wife.
Right. What do you remember what her name was? Just in case we like run into
What are your son and this woman in the event that we cross paths with them?
I don't remember her wife's name.
I honestly couldn't even tell you her name.
Alright, well, what's your son's name in the event that we do run into him?
I don't remember.
so long.
I disowned him. I don't remember.
I mean,
I
it has
purged him
been.
from my memory.
It has
Screw
been
that kid.
many years he's been gone at this point. But now my son's name was Harthel. H-A-R-T-H-A-L.
Harthel, Harthus. I get it. Family name.
Zamorphin is the family name.
Was that your...
Oh.
Was he your only son, or just your eldest?
Only.
I see.
Any idea where he may have gone, or just headed? Obviously, is with this woman.
Well,
Last I knew,
even if we found him,
I would suspect. Last I knew, he was in Yartar with her, but it's been years since I've had contact with him.
How? What is the sword of any great importance to you, or is it just?
It was a treasured heirloom, handed down over generations. It was a remnant from a time when the giants from the spine of the world roamed south.
Excuse me. Giants.
Yeah,
You know stone giants.
Well, yeah, but that's all. They live. Stone giants are up here.
Less stone giants up here, but there are some in the mountains still.
there are several varieties, as I understand it. I'm hoping that's the information I might know.
So interesting. Your hospitality is, but this is the greatest hospitality I've ever experienced. Period.
Well, the Underdark isn't very hospitable.
And Eliwick's just like, well, pleased to hear it.
Well, I wasn't talking to you.
Oh my god.
And she just like gets this big frown on her face and just like embarrassed and like leaves the room.
I'm sorry. Kind of.
He didn't know what he was saying.
Yormek.
I'm sorry. I will apologize. What is? Did she like fire?
Do you know what you're apologizing for?
Not really. Kind of. I think I do. I think so. I've picked some stuff up.
We apologize for his existence.
Work on your manners a little bit before getting to the large city.
Yes, it's,
I'll see if I can do that.
he's our biggest worry when it comes to getting there.
That's fair. I agree.
That's true. We might have to cut him off.
Okay. Now.
Hold on.
It's wasty.
Hasty? Huh? What? Haste?
Are we fighting?
Do you cast haste on me?
I don't
Are
see
we
anybody else on
fighting?
the map.
Where's the battle mat?
So
Haste?
yeah. What would you Is there anything you need done? I feel like we do jobs a lot.
Don't you do this? Don't you dare!
No.
I think that if we just happen to find the sword, there might be no reward for it. But since we're going the opposite way, it's probably not going to happen.
Wait, is your try the opposite way of Silver
Yes.
Moon?
More or less.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was on the way.
Right.
My bad. Never mind.
We don't have any reason to go to Vargyartar, so...
So back to the horses.
Yeah, back to the
So, tidings aside, what can we arrange for in terms of getting horses for me? Do you have any to spare? We have one, but my other 3 companions could use some form of transportation.
So I can write them to you if you need it.
That's true. We don't necessarily need 3, even just a couple.
Probably only need 2.
Well, we
Also-
have.
Also, do you have a high chair for this table or anything?
I'm just standing.
You know, pardon my manners, of course. And actually, Leroy gets up and replaces the standard chair that you were sitting in with a chair that seems to be made for folk of your stature.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you notice that one of the seats on the opposite side was already like that, which, I mean, whatever it happens, I forgot. But you surmise that that's probably where Eliwick sits normally. So, but yeah, we have most of a stable full of horses here. We could arrange an exchange.
Okay.
I mean, they're good horses. They're all well trained. Orsic does a great job overseeing that. So you need 3 horses or just 2
I
or?
suppose whatever you can do it. We only really need 1.
Really need. I don't think a single horse can hold both Bryn and Yormik, right?
Right.
Oh, no, yeah.
So we do
Small,
need
sure.
2 horses.
2 horses.
Because her and I can ride on my horse because she's
Can
petite.
your horse hold you and either Bryn or Gormick?
I don't know.
Not really.
Okay.
It's big, but it's not like...
Right, it's a
not
big.
like-
It would have no problem carrying it, but it's still just
It would-
awkward to
awkward
ride
ride.
with two full-grown
Sure.
beings like that.
I don't know if it was like that big.
I think 2 horses.
You could probably go a casual pace on it, but you probably couldn't go its full speed.
Right.
I would imagine.
So yeah, so 2 horses. So the usual. If you're looking to buy 2 horses, that'd be coming out right around 15 platinum if you got it.
I
We usually just keep a good stock up here for instances like this. We make keep things running up here sort of as a resupply station for a lot of passersby.
I can give you everything I've got, but it ain't
I thought you had 15 gold.
And I don't mean to add on to this debt, but they did talk of a tent, so that when we have to sleep
we
outside.
We don't need a tent.
It could be nice if it rains.
I'm gonna consider buying a tent.
Yeah, how much gold do you guys have?
I have 3 gold.
I have 14 gold.
Oh yeah.
Man, Bryn's a hoarder.
How much does he have?
22 platinum,
Jeez,
220 gold.
Bryn buys
Holy
the
crap.
horses.
Really? I thought I had a lot of gold. I have 250 gold.
I have
Vera, what you got?
14.
I have 14 gold.
14 gold.
Let's go.
I had to buy materials for some spell components.
Mm-hmm.
One other thing.
Gotcha.
I got you.
That's right. I bought
Oh.
a pickaxe.
Oh wait, I had all of those things that we never sold that we were supposed to.
Like Dawnbringer.
Nope.
Probably buy the stable for Dawnbringer.
Yeah, right.
And then some.
I had all of those drow drops.
Just for I promise that we're good for it eventually, but we seem to be a bit tapped at the moment. Is there any way we can
Hold up,
pay for
hold
one
up.
of them and perhaps a trade for the other?
Hold on. So we had 6 short swords, 6 hand crossbows, 4 buckler shields, and 2 studded leather armor because one of them Bryn took.
That's something.
And I don't know what we were gonna. We were supposed to do this off stream, but completely forgot to do the rate.
What? We
for
forgot to
trading
do
it.
something that we supposed to do off. Never.
I don't know how much money that racks up for. but
Short swords
probably
and crossbows.
6 short swords, 6 crossbows, 4 buckler shields, and 2 studded leather armor.
Maybe like 50.
It's not bad.
Yeah. It's like most of a horse. It's
Yeah.
it's all of a lizard.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, it was 6 short swords.
6 hand crossbows, 4 buckler shields, and 2 studded leather armor.
I know this feeling that Kevin right now so well.
The tables are not organized well.
Yeah, it's
for
okay.
this.
Well, no, that's what D&D Beyond actually helps because I can just search for things.
Right, but I'm just talking about just like the players like I want to sell all this stuff. And you're like, hold on.
All right, hang on. And so Harthus looks over your who watches you pull all of this gear out of the bag.
we
hole there.
would have sold that at Blingden Stone, right? I mean, we can do it now. Either way is fine.
Just for
Oh, I can't. Okay, that part I did just forget about.
And we undoubtedly would have got a great price at
Yep.
Saviors of Blingden Stone.
I mean, they were literally down weapons because they all melted the slime, so really
You're right.
extra premium.
And you're
price
right.
here.
You're right. So we would have.
They were at a demand.
Right.
high demand.
There we go. That's the excuse they use with the healing potions.
Yep.
So
Yeah, you'd probably trading in all of that stuff. You would probably have ended up right around 100 gold
Great.
in trade in.
Dope.
Okay. Well, I'm not even going to mark that on my sheet because that's all going to go to the.
Sure. No, that makes sense.
And then I guess if we're 50 short, I guess 25 from Bryn and I a piece would do it.
I think that's reasonable, and I think that Bryn
Yeah.
would probably not object terribly strongly. All right,
You're welcome.
25 gold remove.
is Eloic still in the room somewhere?
No, she has not come back since you made her feel bad.
Dick.
I know. I'm working on that. I definitely thought you said the jester.
Remove
No.
Yeah, I know. It's more Yormek to just go for it either way.
We're new.
Committed.
Yep.
Okay, so that covers the 250 then, or the 150.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So you set up the exchange. It's like, all right, we'll make sure Orsic gets them saddled and ready to leave. I assume you mean to still head out today.
Yes, it's probably good idea, yes.
Yes, it's still early in the day, and we don't want to overstay our welcome here as much as we appreciate your hospitality.
Of course.
I'll try to maybe pick up some rations, and I think a tent wouldn't be a bad idea.
Go for it.
I don't want to sleep in the rain. Alright, I'll pick up a tent. Maybe tie it to Yormek's horse.
Tie it to your
So
Or just
to
put it
fill
in
up
the bag.
on rations, like basically all of your basic supplies, rations, and like a pair of 2-person tents will be like 14 gold total.
That's exactly what I have.
I will help you.
And you want to help?
I was gonna say Bryn will take some of this hit too.
All right.
That's what you get for now.
Yormek probably won't help.
You
I'll
you
give
do
you 2
5,
gold.
you do 4. Bryn will do another 5, and that'll
Sure.
cover the 14.
Just basically filling up. We're probably running low rations anyway.
Right. Yeah, you fill up. You'll be plenty good. You get a couple tents.
Some fresh rations from the surface that aren't just like.
Right.
Yeah.
Not just lembas bread.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And look, more
Or
lembas
lembas.
bread.
I just
Um,
watched movies again recently.
And as you all finish your breakfast, eventually, Yormek, you are stuffed. You've just had like 4 platefuls. You're like going to town, Kumo style.
And style.
Yeah, pretty much.
You've
But
eaten
like,
toad.
hot damn, this was good. This was really good.
Good since Zatuo.
Probably, yeah. This is like one of the best. This is the best coffee you've had since you went into the Underdark.
That's amazing what it does when the beans are just like 4 months old.
But yeah, Arthas is like, all right. So what do you aim to do in Silvery Moon then? Why is that?
That's a great
Well,
question.
we have
How
travel now.
are
We
we-
could probably
Please.
go straight to the High Forest if we want.
Are we going there or are we going to Waterdeep?
Well, that's
It's-
gonna.
Waterdeep is quite a ways away.
I think we're better off
Sure.
starting with the High Forest, especially now that we have. Our idea was to get transportation from Silvery Moon, right?
Yeah,
Why are we
yeah.
going? Are we trying to get help to go back down? What's the what are we trying to do right now?
We first need to spread the word on that. And Bryn and myself both know people in the High Forest that we could give word to and have them help us spread it. They're more equipped to communicating with those of other cities, and from there we can figure out a way to either get together more people to handle this threat or find somebody to consult that we can potentially get more insight on how to deal with it. But
Okay.
we need answers. We're not equipped to handle this ourselves,
Sure.
and we need more direction.
I just want to get home to Waterdeep.
That's
Not
true.
to mention that I want to know what's going on.
Yes.
I don't know if they're going to do anything about it, but at least they can help spread the word.
And I certainly would like to let my fellow followers of Salune be aware of this and potentially
you're almost aware of.
them be able
He
to
was a werewolf.
rally some of us together to a degree.
Yes, you can organize some sort of force and goes out there and stop the demons.
So you don't want to do that?
What about you, Yomek?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to pull the audience here. I don't know what I'm doing in an hour. To be honest, wherever you guys are going, I'm probably following for now.
This isn't a
Bryn is pro High Forest.
Yeah.
That is Bryn's vote.
and from there, I mean, we might not even. This might, like Vera said, she wants to get back to Waterdeep, and Neverwinter potentially somewhere I would like to get back to as well. This isn't something that even overnight.
If you're looking for quicker transport back to Waterdeep, Silvery Moon would be your best bet.
Teleportation?
I'm sure there are at least a few in the city. It's a magic's pretty. It's bigger there. It's more of a way of life there than in Neverwinter or Waterdeep, as far as I've been told.
It's pretty abundant there, so I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been there in.
It's almost like the city. It's almost like enlightened is kind of the word that I'm looking for, I guess. Or sort of, yeah, very Rivendell-esque on a larger scale.
I suppose the question is, do we know if there's any cities within the realm of the High Forest or within the area of the High Forest that would also be capable of such feats as teleportation magic?
Going to the wiki.
That's where I'm at. I don't think so. Probably got ways to go if we go to High
Like,
Forest.
there's a few. Well, yeah.
I don't think so. I think it'll probably be.
There's probably a teleportation circle in Yartar.
But I don't think Yartar is close to. Is Yartar close to the High Forest? Don't think so.
No, Yartar.
So
Well,
it's there.
it's not super far, but it's literally like the opposite side of the Evermoors.
Yep.
So it's there.
What's that? The sword's there. Who knows? You might be bringing in your third character. Veer's gonna go alone north while we hit the High Forest, go around the Yartar, then head over to Waterdeep.
Why not?
Does that sound like it works on the map? Is that how it would work?
What'd you say?
High Forest, around the Evermore to Yartar, and then from Yartar to Waterdeep.
Yeah, except the jump from Yartar to Waterdeep is like
Huge.
this
Enormous.
far. It's so far.
Is there any real city around Yartar?
Is there what around Yartar?
Any significant size city around
So
Yartar?
that's the thing. So there's a few cities in the vicinity of Yartar that are like decent size, but they're not like Neverwinter Waterdeep size. They're kind of on like heavy trade routes or big rivers and such,
Okay.
but they're not like huge metropolitan
So
city
probably
types.
don't
Yartar is
have
the farthest.
teleportation.
Yeah, that's the farthest east, right?
Yartar is the most west place of the places you're talking, except for Waterdeep itself.
We follow the river.
And-
Yartar, we'll go
Sorry,
Waterdeep.
there's one more I gotta double check before I.
But
give
it's
you-
like crazy long distance, right?
Yeah, but we could take a boat downriver. Well,
Oh.
I don't know if Yartar knows. I don't know if Beer knows this. So
Hmm.
this is something you would have probably known from what Wickham said, and Bryn would
Yeah.
also know this. I would assume
That you could take a boat.
would know what? Sorry.
that boats travel downriver from Yartar to.
Oh, for sure. That was
I feel
the.
like most of
So
us-
yeah, so Bryn would definitely chime in that when he was traveling with Wickham at the start of it, like he was leaving Waterdeep, traveling. So they're traveling up river
Yeah.
to Yartar.
Yeah.
He was traveling with a caravan that was returning from having delivered a barge or a boat or ship or something to Waterdeep. They were now traveling
With
back.
boats in
and he was
Yartar and
accompanying
then
them.
went downriver to Waterdeep.
Yeah.
So
It's the river
technically,
that we
so it's
came
not it's not outside of the,
No, it's just far.
but it's not as far if you're riding a boat
You
that
can
doesn't
sleep
have
and
to
move.
stop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it's going downstream. That's
I mean,
pretty
And
significant.
while there
I
are
would
a
go to
lot
Waterdeep.
of, so there are a lot of like settlements, villages, powerful like divine locations and such. There's no like singular large like living place in the High Forest. There's no
Yeah.
There's no like, oh yeah, this is the Silvery Moon of
Yeah.
all of the High Forest. There's not
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah,
There's
not
there's
like-
a, there's a
not
huge
the
like
Lost
mountain
Lore,
range
yeah.
like right in the center of it called the Star Mounts that you would know of. There's like a few sort of points of interest, but again, there's like villages around it, but not as much in the High Forest from
Yeah.
a scale wise.
Yeah, it's not like
Nowhere that you would be like, oh yeah, here we can definitely get a teleportation circle or
yeah,
something.
Yeah. So it's not like there's no like Lothlorien in there.
I think we need to go there for Bryn, though.
Yeah,
Bryn,
we do need to go
Bryn
there.
wants to go to the High Forest,
And
but you
also-
want to go to Waterdeep. Those two things are kind of opposite of each other.
Yeah.
Silvery Moon would get us. Silvery Moon is on the way to.
No.
No?
They're opposite directions.
Silvery Moon is kind of ish on the way to the High Forest.
Right, yeah.
Up from the main road from Zamorvan Hall, like the road that's right here. Harthus tells you that if you keep following that, you will hit Silvery Moon. Then from Silvery Moon, if you leave Silvery Moon going to the south, you will hit the High Forest.
So we could go there. Vera, we could drop Vera off. Vera could go to Waterdeep, raise the alarm with Womp. We could go with her or not. Then Bryn, at the very least, can go to the High Forest, and whoever's there can follow him. I think Silvery Moon's our next stop, though. Either way. What do you think?
Makes sense. Logically. Dump another one of Stefan's characters. Bite the sound of it.
Yormek follows Vera to Waterdeep.
Split the party.
There you go. Yeah, we're headed that way either way with the horses, right? That's where
Yeah.
that's the
So,
current direction.
I guess we could. The idea could be we drop off Vera, we hit the High Forest. You could potentially come with us. We hit the High Forest,
head back to Silver Moon after that.
or do the. Well, I guess we could go back there.
Back to Silver Moon, then we can.
I
go
guess
to
we could do
Vera
that.
in Waterdeep.
Yeah, I was gonna say either that or we do the
Yartar.
Yartar route.
Probably go back to Silver Moon and Banff to wherever Vera is. We have the sending stones, so we can figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how this works, but we can have this conversation on horseback, heading towards Silver Moon, maybe.
Yep.
So you're definitely going to Silvery Moon?
Does that sound good to you, Vera?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I guess so.
Bryn?
I mean, there's not really a reason not to if you said that it's on the way.
Right. So like you could
I mean, if it's not opposite,
you could
direction-
follow not the road and go straight to the High Forest, and it's slightly more direct, but it's not like hugely out of the way to go to Silvery Moon and then to the High
I mean,
Forest.
it doesn't logically make sense to not hit Silver Moon if it's only slightly out of the way.
Right, you're only adding like, and obviously this will sound like more than it is, but like you're only adding like 20 miles to the overall trip to the High Forest
Yeah.
going to it.
Yeah,
So
there's no point in not going to it then. If
Where's
that's where
his-
Vera wants to go.
Yeah, does Vera, do you want to go back to home right now, or do you want to come with us to the High Forest?
Is there, Bryn, you've been to the High Forest, yes?
We both have.
You both have? Is it dangerous?
I mean, it can be as much as a lot of other places, but not inherently, not all the time. There are cities where my mom lives.
Alright. Well, I'm thinking that, the sooner I let Vamp know, the better. So if we go to Silvery Moon, I'll probably find my way back to Waterdeep. So I let them all know.
Do you have any idea how much it costs to teleport?
Would I have an idea?
Make a history check.
What about myself, being a person who traveled a lot? Would I have any idea?
You probably would not have ever been teleported before.
That's what I'm wondering.
like even that you have a lot of experience and everything, but the order that you're generally traveling with, like if you're going with other
even
like
clerics,
squads of other
yeah.
like silver or of other followers of Selune,
Yep.
they're likely either just paladins or clerics, and
Yeah.
no one's teleporting there.
Yep. That's totally logical.
It was 10. Only 3 were
10. Okay. Give me 1 sec.
Which was 1 away from natural 10. Natural 1.
Bryn might have an idea.
Bryn might have an idea.
I would think that's not outside of the realm of reason.
What do you think? Do you think the move is here?
I said, well, I mean, for me, I know what my move is.
Yeah. I mean, that's more than... I'm following here. So if anybody else has an idea of where to go.
Following who? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
somebody.
that's... Yeah.
Following what?
I'm following somebody. Like, I don't know who... I'm following the group that's larger. I would
That'll
put it
be
that way.
Bryn and I.
Yeah.
I will say that if you guys, once you are finished in the High Forest, if you come back and stop in Silvery Moon, I can try to have a message that are waiting for you. As far as what is going to come of, or what verdicts what Vomp is going to do, if anything.
Well, we can give you the sending stone.
No, that's true.
And I know for a fact that both Bryn and myself will want to make our way over towards Waterdeep and Neverwinter.
Alright.
Sounds very interesting.
It's a city unlike what you've ever seen.
It's true. You're going to be pretty blown away by these things you'll make.
I mean, this was already pretty big.
Nope.
I mean,
This is but a pinprick
little bit.
in the city of Waterdeep.
Really?
At least we're going to ease your way into it first for Silvery Moon.
That's fair.
So it's not cheap.
I assumed.
It's probably at least 1,000 gold.
Jesus.
I'm not sure exactly how much. So
Alright.
so like to
We should probably grind and level you up first.
to purchase a like a spell scroll of teleportation circle would cost in the realm of like 5,000 gold, give or take. You know, availability and wherever you are and demand.
Well, I
all
assume that
but,
the spell circles are already set up, and they just have to let me use it. Or the temptation circle.
So I don't think.
Assuming
So
which
the way that Mercer did it in campaign 2 is cool. I don't know if it's like set up like that. Like so normally it's like cast teleportation circle in the same spot for a year.
Right.
It becomes permanent.
right.
And then it's something that like you can then remember and teleport to it like whenever. But it's not necessarily oh cool, I've cast it here for a year, I can now just like jump back and forth between points A and points B.
Gotcha.
At least not
You still have to
Rule is
cast the
written.
spell.
right.
Yeah. It's just you don't have the setup.
So
of
so
drawing
you're
that
more
circle.
looking for someone capable of casting teleportation circle and
Right.
knowing a sigil in Waterdeep than you are looking for a sigil in Silvery Moon, I guess.
Now I'm questioning my level 5 spell choices.
Could you have taken teleportation?
Yes.
Yeah. I could.
And you didn't.
Well, I didn't. I thought I could just pay some gold and be teleported.
Yeah, you can pay some gold. You can pay some hefty amount of gold. Just sell Dawnbringer.
It's fine, just teleport back to Lingdenstone.
Yeah, dude.
Oh God, no.
He'd still have to pay 1,000 gold to teleport back to Lingdenstone.
No, so
He can't cast teleportation circle.
right. I'm
So
saying if he had
could,
taken teleportation circle, then
it's
get you back to
significantly less.
This is true. However, if he could, he would just teleport himself to Waterdeep, wouldn't he?
if he knows the sigil,
That's fair.
Feels like you would know the sigil.
I do.
you would know that
I
one.
would.
So if well, okay, so
Womp
the way
would
this
have
spell
one.
is written, it's when you get it, you should just sort of know two. One of the ones that I gave you was Blingdenstone in anticipation of you eventually having it. The other one would be, I'm sure there's
Womp headquarters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
Sorry, all we gotta do is hit another milestone.
Well, in that case, I might revisit my choices and spells if that's okay with you, knowing this new information that I would have known going into this level.
Gotcha.
That's up to you.
Yeah. No, so you thought that, oh cool, we found a teleportation circle and it could just like step on it and you're there.
You know, maybe something kind of expensive, like I don't know, like 20 gold or something, and be teleported. but yeah, that's not the case, obviously.
Pay for the service of teleportation.
Right. Not having to actually
Cast it.
Yeah. Let's roll cast it. So, okay. Cool. Well, that might be changing. What this?
Would you take otherwise?
Something else.
Something else next level, and you'll find out.
Okay.
I'm interested which one you will now not take
Yeah,
of the two that I know that you took.
I think it's going to be the one from Xanathar's.
Mhm.
Probably. Because I have
That's fair.
alternatives that can kind of get me around it for now. Anyway. I don't know. Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye forever, dice.
So
Okay,
in that
so
case,
you will take teleportation circle instead.
yes.
And
Hopefully they let
So
us
now
see.
we don't even need to go to Silvery Moon.
Right. High Forest it is.
Well,
Keeping the band
hold on.
together.
I need the materials. Yes,
I was gonna say
Silvery Moon.
Silvery Moon.
Keeping the band together.
It's like, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. I can just leave right now. Bye.
oh right, this whole time I
Just
should have
stands up at the breakfast table.
Yes,
What am I
so
doing here?
yeah, it requires rare chalks and inks infused with precious gems worth 50 gold, which the spell consumes.
Hey, Harthus, do you have rare chalks?
Unfortunately, I do not have an arcane shop
Oh
here.
darn.
I mean, your best bet for that sort of thing would be
Silver.
talking to Selena, but I don't think she
Selena,
has
Selena.
that sort of thing.
the teenage one.
Another option, if you ever want to make your way to Waterdeep, I could come with you to the High Forest, and then afterwards I could just, it would be much more money efficient to teleport all of us
Band
back to Waterdeep.
together. Yes, High Forest.
All right.
It'd be lots cheaper.
All
We
right.
don't get to do the side quest to get
Plus-
the sword and Yartar.
Plus, that's
but
why I can argue making you all pay for some of the materials because I can afford it.
yes.
I will.
Seems reasonable
I'll
to
chip
me.
in all of the money I have.
So
Me too.
so generous. Much wow. Very little coin.
There we go.
We find out Vera can teleport.
Okay.
All of a sudden.
So, so then the plan is Silvery Moon,
Yep.
High Forest,
Yep.
Waterdeep.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Before we go, I'm giving.
No Yartar side quest.
Hang on.
Darn
Before we
shame.
leave, I'm gonna give Eliwick a gold. Like, I'm really sorry. I really thought that Leroy was the one who said that, and he seemed like he could use knocking down a peg. You did a very good job. I'm very sorry. I can't. Like, I don't. You can believe me or not. It's fine. I got to live with this. So here's the gold.
Charisma check.
Thank you. And she pockets the gold.
Nice.
Not quite sure about you.
That's fair. She can't see my face.
Also, that. I think isn't it just like really highly obscured? It looks like you're in like really dark
He's
shadows.
basically a Sith Lord.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Just permadarkness. Which also, being indoors, being in a keep, you could reasonably take your hood
Oh, okay.
out in here.
Cool. Yeah.
And there's like torchlight and stuff, but it's not daylight. It's
Yeah.
specifically daylight that really gets to you. So,
Dope. Okay.
cool.
You ever seen a torch before in your life? You're like, oh, it's blinding.
Oh no! It's the sun on a stick.
Not the sun.
Okay. So sounds like we have a plan.
Yep.
You guys finish your breakfast. You get your resupply. Yeah, we'll go ahead and say you ditch all the stuff that you sold in Malignant Stone. Just go ahead and remove that from your inventory. I've marked off for like the horses and stuff from Bryn's and everything. So after you finish your discussion of your moves to come, Lord Harthus says, so you do leave for Silvery Moon then?
Yes,
This is the plan.
that's where we'll be heading.
Well then, if I can leave you with
Side quest.
a bit of advice and a favor to request.
By all means, you've helped us out greatly.
There is a man in Silvery Moon named Rendar Frostwolf. He's a half-orc who works at the Dancing Goat Tavern. I have a scroll here that I wish you to deliver to him. He takes out the Rendar Frostwolf works at the Dancing Goat Tavern. It's on the North Bank in Silvery Moon. And he's a half-orc.
Yep.
He works there. This parcel is intended for him, for his eyes only. Please do not tamper with it. If you do so, it will be obvious. And yes, it's like
Wax seal or something.
yeah. There's some insurance that's like would be whether it's something you'd have to sort of like tear to open or ruin or smudge or mess up in some way.
Challenge accepted.
All right, well, I'll come in with a fake scroll for you next week with a wax seal on it, and we'll see what you got.
He doesn't have magic.
So?
What? Not magic?
In real life, Kevin said he'd come in with a scroll with a wax seal on it.
I don't know how much the spells that he has would be useful for it anyway.
I don't either.
Wax melts under fire.
It does, but does it unmelt under fire?
And do you have the seal?
And yes, it is a. It's very obvious. There's like an ornate Z shape in the seal on this
what's
scroll
it stand
case. Yeah.
Zorro is here, guys. What? Who would have thunk? Zorro.
So if you
He could kill
would be so
demons.
kind as to deliver this parcel to Rendar, and he would also be a good individual to talk to about your attempt to spread word of the demons in the Underdark.
We appreciate this information, and we'll help you out and get them this package without fail.
Yeah.
Greatly appreciated.
Put it into the bag of holding so that Yormik can't get his hands on it.
Fair enough.
I will have that parcel.
I will have yours.
Stay right, I will have that.
I will have that.
Okay. Well, then, if there's nothing else, then
Anything to worry about on the road?
I mean, just the usual. I mean, that from time to time there will be bandits or goblin orc raids. Sometimes the orcs rarely come down this far from the mountains, but sometimes you'll see them.
You're pretty,
Nothing out of the ordinary lately, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, right.
At least on the road.
pretty run-of-the-mill. Alright. Get it.
Very well. We'll safe travels to the four of you, and bid you good luck in your endeavors.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Anytime. You're welcome back anytime. So, you guys pack up, mount up, and Orsic opens the front gate to let you all out on your three horses. You're riding with Nero, right?
Yep.
Okay. So,
Nero.
Bryn and Yormik are on the new horses. The commands they respond to are in Common and Dwarven. Like, sort of like, you know how, all right, so I can't speak Spanish, but like I know a select few words. It's sort of like a mix between the two, as Orsic was the trainer, the stable hand, and he's a dwarf. Go figure. But yeah, you guys settle in with each of them easily enough, and you depart on horseback from the keep. So then just back to the road, back towards Silver
Back
Moon.
on the road.
Okay.
Road again. Everything's gonna be named Gooby.
Every pet is Gooby.
Every pet is Gooby.
Gooby 1, Gooby 2, Gooby 3.
Just not eternal Gooby.
You should definitely Gooby the first, Gooby the second, Gooby the
The
third,
honorable Gooby.
The honorable Gooby.
Gooby the fourth,
Gooby
the
Jr.
realist.
Gooby the fourth.
Gooby the fourth junior.
Little Gooby.
Also, because this would probably occur to you guys if you were there in person, he lets you know that on horseback, if you are willing to go for like one very, very long day, you can make it to Silvery Moon on horseback. Be like a 12-hour day riding. So you're going to be like anything beyond going to an inn and going right to sleep when you get there, you're going to get points of exhaustion, but you can make it there in a day.
Cool.
Do we want to book it or take our time?
Sprint.
Yeah, we've been running for our lives for so long.
I think we should take an easy pace.
I think so too.
I say we ride at a normal pace, and we'll get there early tomorrow.
All right.
We'll rest on the road tonight.
Did we get a tent?
We got
2 of them.
tents.
Let's go.
All right.
All right.
So, you hit the road. You wind down the road on the back of the crag until it rejoins the main road along the river. And you take off heading southeast from Zamorvan Hall. Going a more casual pace, not trying to rush it and get there in just a single day. You go for about, you probably leave around like lunchtime because you guys were up, you were there visiting, restocking before you went. So probably around sunset, like an 8 p.m. ish sunset. You set up and make camp on the road for the night.
Okay.
Your night on the road passes uneventfully. You set up watches, you set up your camp, your usual watches. Nothing out of the ordinary, no monsters, no bandits, not even other passersby or travelers on the road. And you wake up and continue the following morning. Because you're doing it over 2 days, you travel for about 6 hours the next day on horseback before finally cresting a great hill. After what seems like forever, you finally see just this enormous city sprawling out before you. Silvery Moon is often referred to as the Gem of the North, and it is very apparent when you see it from the top of this hill. The stunning architecture of the city is remarkable for the sweeping curves of the building, soaring towers, and just great structures built into enormous living trees. But none of that is quite as spectacular to behold as the Moon Bridge itself, which you definitely would have heard of. Bryn definitely would have heard of. You all would have known of it, but none of you had ever seen it before, and you are just like baffled by this sight. Mm-hmm. It is literally imagine it's pretty much looks like the Bifrost, this like arcing like rainbow semi-translucent bridge that basically goes over so the river.
I always imagine the bridge to Ganon's castle in Ocarina of Time.
I don't know what that looks like,
Bruh.
I also do not know that.
Google it.
Yep.
Gooby it.
But
No. Not everything is gooby.
But the Moon Bridge basically connects the north and south banks of Silvery Moon. There's a river that just bisects the city north to south, but the Moon Bridge just bridges the gap between the two. And it's just a sight to behold. And so with Silvery Moon on the horizon, we'll go ahead and stop there for tonight, and we'll pick up there next week when Bryn is back.
Huzzah! It'll be great.
And we'll go and explore Silvery Moon.
And our bard will get to talk to people
The
like
bard
his
will get
character
to talk
was
to
made
people.
to be
There
able
you
to
go.
do.
Siege
Love you,
Silvery
Caleb.
Moon.
That's
Oh,
it.
that's
See the Siege of Silvery Moon.
There you
That's
go.
what next session's called.
Keep in mind, it's like Nintendo 64 graphics.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, I mentioned it's not all rainbow colored. It's like white
I have a picture that I could pull up.
Sweet.
That I found of it.
Bye.
Short.
But anyways,
Oh what? Oh. Goodbye.
bye.
Goodbye.
everybody.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
I'll
tonight.
sit here and keep waving until Kevin
Here we
ends
go.
the stream.
Do it. Keep waving.
Whoever,
Hold.
Hold.
whoever's here still, we
Hold.
love you and appreciate
We
you.
really do. Y'all
Like
are
a
the
lot.
best.
You're
Yeah,
great.
you're great. See you next
Honestly.
week.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll be back.
Maybe I'll give away my
Bye.
dice at some point since I have so
Ooh.
many.
That's true.